your case.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit, C-R-E-D-I-T, credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, and we do have a big old stack program for you today. First things first, we'll get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. We'll do that with Deb's Woke News at 3:20. 4 o'clock, it's Animal House. Our friends from the Central Florida Zoo are dropping by with some friends that I may or may not be happy about. 5 o'clock hour, Scott Maxwell. We'll talk about the Seminole Tribe deal with politicians. 6 o'clock hour, it is Ross Thoughts. And, of course, last call to get you out of here all day long. Easy to find us as well. 407-916-1041. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. How's everybody doing today? I'm Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien, Ross Padgett.
Happy belated America.
There you go. A host who forgot the opening. There you go. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
And it sounded like a Wednesday show that you described, but it doesn't feel like a Wednesday.
It does not feel like a Wednesday. It is weird coming back to work in the middle of the week for sure, especially when it is. But, thankful that we're not outside.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
I'm sure I don't know if you saw it. I put up a Instagram post this weekend just of a screenshot of my truck when I got in there from playing golf on Monday afternoon, which was the second, not yesterday, which we now learned is the hottest day ever recorded since we've been recording temperatures here on Earth.
Yep.
Yesterday was the hottest day ever.
125,000 years, I think, but they also said it was the hottest since 1979.
Right.
Was that Monday or
That was Monday the 3rd.
Monday the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, the day I was out playing golf. Wise decision, by the way.
Yeah.
It was just awful. I mean, you can imagine you're out there and you don't realize it, and then you're just it's like you're encompassed with heat. You lose all your water, and you can't drink enough. You think you're drinking enough, but you're not drinking enough. And then I read this weekend about the woman who died out in, I think, Grand Canyon, walking, doing a hike.
Yep.
And I read the thing they tell you when you go on a hike out there, because, of course, the heat index out there is like 118, 119, 120. No shade, by the way. And even in the shade, it's over 100 degrees. Well, this dry heat, I learned, because there's not a ton of humidity in the air right now. Even though it's hot, it's not that wet hot that we usually get, that Thailand hot we usually experience. But what happens is that warm
Bangkok heat.
That's right. When that warm air blows over your skin, it's cooling you, but it's also sapping the moisture out of you. I was telling Jack when I came home from golf, I drank water all day long. These 40-ounce Yetis, probably drank 3 or 4 of them on the golf course. Got home, sat down for about a half an hour, went to stand up, and my legs would not work.
Yeah.
All the salt out of my body had gone,
Wow.
and my legs were cramped up to the point where they literally would not work. I had to wait a minute and stand up. It was like I just got through working out, which we know did not happen.
But, wow, that sounds like such a good time.
Yeah, it was not a good time.
Yeah,
and I played like ass, so it was even worse.
Fun.
Going back, would you not play golf that day?
I would not have played golf that day. I would have. I played so bad that it wouldn't have mattered, and the heat had nothing to do with how bad I was playing. It was just hot. But you guys traveled. I did nothing. I was a stump this weekend.
I balled out.
I don't think I left my property for 2 or 3 days. So, I mean, you guys did all the fun stuff.
Oh, after my man of my own heart.
Jack was gone for like a month.
Yeah.
And you were stupid kidding.
And it probably felt like that because we never contacted you for anything.
Yeah.
Put a couple thousand miles on my car.
Yeah, very nice.
Finally passed 5,000. Now I need an oil change.
Ross went to a place that I've been dying to go to, and he just confirmed that I was right with the Tahoe for the weekend.
I went to Lake Tahoe for my cousin's wedding. It was awesome. It was amazing. Lake Tahoe is worth the hype. Believe what the other people say.
I text Ross. I said, hey, man, give me a heads up on this place. Before he even got there, I said, give me a heads up on this place. I've been thinking about going up there with Tori for a bit, but it's a long flight, and you want to make sure that when you fly, 5-6 hours, that when you land, there's some cool stuff on the other end. And I'd heard mixed things about Tahoe. I just heard it was beautiful, but...
Now, I did not go there during the winter, and there are two versions of Lake Tahoe, as
You've been told?
Yeah. It is very, very cold during the winter, obviously, because it's one of the biggest ski destinations in the country, probably on the planet. But it's very cute being a Floridian and traveling to places in the summer and people lamenting about how hot it is.
The first thing I asked you is like during the summer, how's the weather? And you're like, what'd you tell me?
It was wonderful. It was stunning. People are freaking out over like low 70s.
Whoa.
Mid 70s. And I'm like, guys, oh, man. The one thing, though, about being the lizard people that we are down here in Florida is humidity. We adjusted to humidity, a long time ago. And when my body gets out into like dry, high altitude, you're talking about dry heat and stuff, I just bleed.
Yeah.
I bleed everywhere.
You just dry up and start cracking and bleeding.
I never heard of that. I remember that from the wintertime. Growing up, because there's no humidity, your lips get chapped, your hands get cracked. But I didn't realize that the same thing can happen out in the desert Southwest.
Oh, yeah. When we went to Denver, we've gone to Denver a number of times. My kid lives out there. But even before she moved out there, we'd go out to hang out with Code Black and his wife because that's where they're from. So they know the area well. And it's very cool to go to Denver. There's a ton of stuff to do around there if you're a flatlander. To see all those mountains and topography is just simply amazing. But the first thing they tell you is don't even go past 5,000 feet without chapstick and ass loads of it because
and lotion.
Your lotion and women are it just sucks it out of the tube.
I had to clarify to the rest of my family with my wife having her third nosebleed in a row. That
wow.
She wasn't hitting rock bottom, but it's because of altitude.
She wasn't at the White House this past weekend, was she?
But it was such a wonderful time.
That's cool.
It made me think, and I'm very lucky to be able to say that I've gotten to go to all these places that I've traveled to, and this one was up there.
And by the way,
wonderful.
If you follow Ross on social, if you don't, you should. And then if you do, you have to go to his social and check out his Kathy was off the rails this weekend. KP went crazy this weekend.
Your mother.
Yeah, my mom. My mom definitely went hard.
Kathy Paget killed Tahoe.
She killed it. She was dancing.
That's great.
I thought this was weird, and I wanted to bring this up to you guys. My mom requested my mom and I's our first dance.
Okay.
She wanted to
repeat that?
Repeat that at someone else's wedding.
That's odd.
That's not really
like
kosher.
What are the rules there?
No.
Yeah, it's a big no.
Well,
big no.
No. Wait, I don't think it's wrong. I think they do their normal dances.
Yeah, all the dances happen.
Okay, so then when it's kind of free for all, for her to request a song, but I think it would be wrong if she tried to spotlight it where it was only the two of you.
That would have been very
no one
uncomfortable.
else.
Like right after the mother and daughter dance of the actual wedding, hey, if you don't mind,
Our church,
just hand him a little post-it note. If you could just play this.
That's an Abe Lincoln there, Mr. DJ.
So she requests a song and then just asks you to dance, and everyone has the opportunity to dance.
Yeah.
That's sweet because I think she's trying to recapture a moment that was very special to her.
But let me ask you this, Jack. Do you think people stopped dancing? Or do you think people kept dancing when they saw good old Kathy Page and myself walking out onto the dance?
They ran to their tables for their phones, I'm guessing.
And it's also to Lady Gaga's, Top Gun
Poker Face
soundtrack.
Poker Face.
Unbelievable.
Poker Face, everyone stays and keeps dancing.
Right.
This is like a love ballad about jets. I don't know. But it's her favorite song.
All right.
And she made damn sure that I was going to dance with her again.
All right, Jack drove all over the Southeast. Jack, where you wound up in Carolina?
Yeah.
You went to Asheville? You went to Savannah?
Yeah, I left sometime during the Carter administration.
Yeah, it felt that way.
He's in the very first TV.
Hit the Wilson, North Carolina, which is in the eastern portion of North Carolina for my sister's 60th birthday. Celebrated that with her and two others of my sister, and that was a weekend. And then my wife and I headed west across North Carolina to the Smoky Mountains, and we stayed.
Nice.
Beautiful.
It was called Lake Junaluska, which is a little enclave around a lake. It was a former Methodist community, but it's right by Waynesville, and it's really in between Asheville and the Tennessee border.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 30 minutes from Asheville, 30 minutes from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Love
that. Right in the mountains there, and we spent almost a week there and had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was off to Savannah for the past weekend, and we got home yesterday.
Damn, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a total disconnect up there in the Carolinas.
It was fantastic.
Buddy, that is throw the phone in the cabin and move on.
Yeah, whitewater rafting.
Hell yeah,
went
dude.
to the Biltmore.
Beautiful.
Paddle boarding. And
That sounds great.
Yeah, we had a really fun time.
How did you like Savannah?
Savannah's great. It was our second time. My wife's third
that's
time.
right.
My second time going, but loved it. It was just the heat here. I only got back yesterday, but it was pretty bad in Savannah as well. So
it was actually worse in Savannah than it was here. I remember they were talking about the heat advisories. Florida wasn't quite in it yet, but everywhere from Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina.
So when we woke up in Savannah yesterday, I put on the weather, and I had the national weather. And the hottest spot in the country, as of yesterday, predicting was Orlando. It's like, all right, that's where we're going.
Let's drive straight into the devil's butthole.
What was amazing, though, and driving yesterday on the 4th, no traffic.
Yeah,
it was probably the best day.
Yeah.
I saw about 90 minutes driving from Savannah through Georgia until you get to Florida, at least 15 Georgia state troopers.
Oh, yeah.
There
you go. Florida.
They're looking for that payday, buddy. Trust me, I'm telling you.
But I tell you, I drove through, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Worst drivers by far, going up and coming back. There is no question. Most erratic speeding, crazy lane changes, tailgating.
Florida.
By a million.
Yep.
By a million. Almost
Florida.
Unbelievable. Well, Deb, I would ask you, did you make it to the end of your driveway at any point this weekend?
Twice this weekend, you guys. Twice.
Well, you were out and around yesterday, right?
Well,
Or
Saturday. We had to do some running around for the rider for the Whalers. Yeah. Okay, you're pretty specific about that nectar you want to drink. But then we went out with friends and had some beers at Wolf Branch Brewery downtown. And then saw the Whalers perform at the 4th of July party. Saw the fireworks.
About that rider.
Yeah, that's the first thing I asked about.
Oh my God, it was Fiji water and vegetable plate and these specific fruits and this specific beer and
20 peeled grapes.
Yeah, But they put on a really, really, really good show.
That's
and if it hadn't been for the rain, I don't know how folks would have been able to stand down there because it was just brutally.
Yeah,
it still is.
Yeah, it's unreal out there. Truthfully, we have a friend that has a landscaping company, and we usually hang out with them on the weekends, or we hang out with them on the weekends. And I asked my wife, I said, what are they doing this weekend? And she's like, well, the woman is doing this, and the guy is just basically recouping from the week of being out there and losing half of his body weight every other day. You have to take in like 12,000 calories to stay alive.
And even though we know that the folks who work outside under quote unquote normal circumstances, this is still dangerous heat for anyone, even if you're quote, used to it.
It's brutal. I mean, it is.
It's
again,
unnatural.
My wife said this, and I think every person above 50 at one point says, and she's not, but she says, man, I just don't remember the heat radiating up from the ground as much as it is right now. Like, we've been here our entire lives. And, you feel the heat, there's no question, but the heat seems to be radiating from all areas. There's like no break. When I was playing golf, like even in the shade, you could feel the heat coming up from the ground. It was just brutal.
You know how
then on top of that, shoot 82.
Yeah, you know how I gauge it is that listen, it's 1 o'clock, it's supposed to be hot. That's where I'm at. This is where all of my alarms start sounding off. It's 8:30 p.m.
Right.
I need to change my underwear.
Yeah.
That you can stand up and get on out of here.
Exactly.
You are not welcome,
Why
sir.
is the moon up and I'm damn?
How dare you, Pete?
That's not fair. That's not how any of this is supposed to work.
All right, 407-916-1041. By the way, credit is your 3 o'clock keyword, CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away. Maybe we can get another winner. That'd be great. Take them that $1,000. Credit, again, is your 3 o'clock keyword. News?
Yeah, we're going to talk about tests confirming a substance found at the White House is cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Part it down.
Another heat advisory, no surprise, is in effect for Florida. And a Pasco County woman defends her Nathan's hot dog eating title. We'll tell you how many dogs she chomped down and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
They won't tell you this, but your pets are pretty lonely when you leave. No worries. We'll keep them company. Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at heavy stop-and-go delays on I-4 this afternoon due to a crash reportedly blocking the left lane as you approach I-4. Traveling eastbound on the interstate, normal slowdowns reported by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. No problems at this time on the beach line or along the Greenway. If you happen to see any traffic problems this afternoon, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Want to make your summer more exciting? Right now, sign up for a ViStar Rewards credit card and get up to 3 points for each dollar spent. Plus, check out the exciting new limited time offer where you could win big. Visit ViStarCU.org/summer to learn more.
Man, there's nothing better in the world after working all day, y'all sweaty and nasty, sliding into a beautiful bathroom. Not that nasty bathroom that makes you just remind you, oh, God, I got to do this. I got to get this bathroom out of here. It's tearing my entire house apart. Nothing looks great because the bathroom is all nasty. I can't even have family events anymore. Get that out of there. Get a new bathroom courtesy of RebathMidFLA.com. That's where you'll find the bathroom of your dreams. And these guys do it every day. This is all they do, by the way. And the cool thing is once you hire Rebath, you're done. You don't have to hire an electrician or a plumber or go out and find the stuff for them to install. It's all right there. And by the way, you don't have to chintz at all. These are beautiful products with name brands you've known forever, and that includes, by the way, natural stone like travertine marble. They have that as well, and even better than all that, they have a design team, because if you're like me, no clue how to do this. That's what these guys do the best. They take your ideas with their products, blend them together, and make a bathroom that you're going to love for years, and they're good at it, and they do it with their employees, no subcontractors. They give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You can see the products at their showroom every single day. Drop by there. But even better, go to the website and look at the before and afters. That's what you got to see. When you do that, book your appointment, because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at RebathMidFLA.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Check it out.
You lifted your car?
Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out. When you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. Feel like helping out? Go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Remember, your 3 o'clock keyword is credit. CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away, and maybe you can win $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, you got to pick up your phone. Like Jack yells at you during the spot. Pick up your phone.
Don't let it go to voicemail.
Good luck.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news, as always, is generously brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, formal lab tests are confirming cocaine was found in the White House. It was found in a common area of the West Wing, and the Secret Service is conducting an investigation to try and determine who brought it in. Apparently, it's in an area where tourists leave their phones. The small dime-sized bag was found by Secret Service Sunday night while President Biden and his family were away at Camp David for the holiday weekend. The discovery led to a brief evacuation of the White House.
Right. All of his family was with Biden on the lake house?
Dime-sized bag?
Dime-sized bag.
So it's like a little, one of those little meth baggies.
Well, in back in the day,
Right, yeah.
weed, like a nickel size bag was, I think it was based on how much weed was in there, not that it was the size of a nickel, or a dime. So I'm wondering if that, is it because I doubt it's $10 or.
Well,
Go ahead. Come on, Jack. Keep going.
Itty
Keep
bitty
going.
little bags, like little diamond bags, right? It's like a tiny little Ziploc bag.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But so tourists would, it's where they keep their cell phones?
It's where they're supposed to leave their cell phones before they go into a tour for the White House. So.
Someone just crushed their bucket list.
Yeah, right.
And finally, its name is appropriate. Finally, we nailed it. The White House.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll blow over.
Another national story. The clock is ticking to avoid the largest strike in the U.S. since the 1950s. Talks between UPS and the Teamsters Union are stalled after the union said UPS, quote, walked away, end quote, from the bargaining table. The company claims it presented, quote, an historic offer, end quote. A majority of the 340,000 UPS workers sweating their asses off in those big brown trucks voted to authorize a strike by July 31st. And part of that AC in the trucks is one of the issues that they're going to strike over, as well as pay and benefits. And economists warn it could cause a major disruption to the U.S. economy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
However, FedEx went and bought a giant bottle of lube.
Amazon, those are... I'm trying to think of a non-air conditioned Amazon truck, and I am struggling.
Well, also the I don't know. The FedExes are air conditioned. I don't
believe
think
they are.
The Postal Service.
Postal Service, no.
Yeah, okay.
No. And that's an issue, too, with the Postal
Because
Service.
Amazon, whenever I see my brother buy a package, one of his go-to moves is it's usually a van.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But it seems like the bigger the vehicle, the less able they are to put AC in it.
Well, I think, and by design with Amazon, they went with the largest vehicle they could without needing a specific type of trucking insurance.
There you go.
So that's why it's like those oversized vans.
Right.
As well as not needing drivers probably with a CDL license.
Right.
There you go. Onto it. All right, another hot day here in the Sunshine State. National Weather Service has a heat advisory is in effect for all of the Sunshine State until 7 o'clock this evening. People in some areas, like, right here in Central Florida, are experiencing feel-like temperatures as high as 112 degrees. The hot conditions and high humidity may cause heat illnesses, of course. Officials are recommending people drink plenty of water, stay out of the sun, try and find a shady spot. We do have a line of severe thunderstorms, though, that is basically draped across I-4 all the way from Daytona Beach and Volusia County down past through Kissimmee and to Lakeland. So if you're on the road, finally some cooling rains, but it coming when, folks are back at the office.
And you know what? I want to say something about that heat exhaustion thing. You have to be very, very careful because here's the thing. A lot of people will believe, well, I'll feel it coming on and I'll just stop and cool down. It doesn't really work like that. Like what happens is you'll be really hot and all of a sudden you'll notice your breath getting weird and then you'll get cold. And if you feel that, you need to run somewhere and get some treatment because, man, it gets on you like that. I've seen a couple of golfers in my life get it back in the day while carrying their bags at Dubs Red in August and walking and, and then being overcome and not understanding what's going on. These are young, healthy people.
Exactly.
But you just have to be careful because it'll get on you so fast you won't know what's going on, and then you'll be in trouble.
I spoke to someone this weekend who had lost a 24-year-old member of their family, landscaper, out doing the grass, been doing it, have done it before, right? Just powering through. You don't feel well, but you just want to get the job done so you can get home and take a shower, and you just can't take those kinds of risks because, again, just 24 years old, just your best health ever.
We had a little painting project in the yard this weekend. It was just painting the bottom of the pool area. It wasn't in that big. My wife could do it for about 30, 40 minutes or so. And she's like, man, just too much.
It's just too
hot.
much. And speaking of that, climate change could impact one of Florida's biggest crops over the next few decades. And no, it's not oranges. A study by the Environmental Defense Fund predicts Hillsborough County will be too hot to produce strawberries by 2050.
Damn.
Researchers believe temperatures in the area will rise by more than 4% over the next 27 years, causing an 11% drop in the crop success rate. So officials suggest moving the production to Central Florida to combat the heat. Extreme weather has already started to negatively impact crops in the Sunshine State after Hurricane Ian caused $1 billion in losses last year. And of course, CBS Sunday Morning recently had a story about how peach farmers have had to move that much further north because it's becoming too warm in Georgia.
Absolutely.
To be able to grow peaches. So it's interesting to see how agriculture is having to respond to these temperature changes. Before you know it, you're going to have Georgia growing oranges.
Well, at this rate, we're going to have gators in Canada.
All right, a Flagler County family is picking up the pieces after their home was badly damaged in a fire on 4th of July. I'll give you one guess what started it. First responders say, yep, your guess was right. Fireworks that were disposed of in a trash can.
Oh, man, that's a classic move, by the way. That's classic.
It is outside a Palm Coast home, ignited and quickly spread last night. The building and 2 cars suffered significant damage. Luckily, no one was hurt. That's not the same story down in South Florida, where a teen is in the hospital after losing parts of his fingers in a fireworks accident. Broward County officials believe the 13-year-old boy was trying to light a firework earlier this morning when it exploded in a Lauderhill neighborhood. The boy was rushed to a Broward County Medical Center with fingers on his left hand partially amputated and burns to his face. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says more than 10,000 people visited the ER for firework-related injuries last year. And, of course, you had the woman in Michigan killed after a fireworks explosion at a home there. Just
nothing will ever come close to the Jason Pierre-Paul or Paul Pierre.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Giants lineman.
Yeah. Really, really good. Really, really needs his hands. Definitely lost some fingers.
Yeah, he did. At least 2.
He came back, though. I
but
think
still played.
And then didn't he win a Super Bowl? With the Buccaneers.
It's weird though because
he
was going crazy giving high. He was going crazy giving high threes.
Yeah.
A tragic story from the Gulf Coast over 4th of July where a 7-year-old boy has died and his grandfather is hurt after an argument over jet skis escalated into a July 4th shootout. Tampa police.
I want to go.
Basically,
they're fun, but
Tampa police provided an update earlier today saying the incident happened between a group of beachgoers who began arguing with jet skiers who were riding near the beach while children were playing at a boat ramp near the Courtney Campbell Causeway last night. Now, authorities say the child's grandfather saw the shooting start and pulled them into a nearby truck. The bullets, however, went through the vehicle, hitting the boy in the head, and then the same bullet hit his grandfather in the hand. Police are asking the community's help and want those involved to turn themselves in.
God almighty, man.
A senseless argument over jet skiing where kids are playing. And
wow.
All right, this next story makes you think as well. Some families of victims in the Parkland school mass shooting want to see a reenactment.
I saw that today.
Of what happened more than 5 years later. Yeah, family members of 4 victims and 1 survivor filed the request earlier this week asking a judge to allow a fake gunman to enter the 1200 building at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and open fire. Now, court documents say the goal of the exercise would be to record it for future civil cases connected to the shooting. Specifically, one of the victim's parents said, listen, this could be used against Scott Peterson. He was cleared criminally, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't face a civil case. Right. So they wanted this reenactment done so that they could record from different vantage points everything that was seen and done.
They call that the OJ.
Yeah, no hearing on the issue has been scheduled yet, but starting today, the Broward County State Attorney is going to escort families through the building over the next few weeks before it's torn down. And for those who do not know, the crime scene has remained unaltered since the Valentine's Day shooting in 2018. That means every cell phone, every book bag, every piece of paper, everything that was dropped wherever it was on Valentine's Day of 2018 has not moved.
That is so creepy and
because
odd.
It's a crime scene, so they couldn't disturb it. But now that all of the criminal proceedings are over, now they can finally, and they're just demolishing the building. Rather, there was some talk about, just repairing it and cleaning it up and maybe still being able to use it. But there's just too many bad memories for too many different students and teachers on that campus. So.
And they're trying to reenact it?
Well, that's what some of the family members want because they're not happy that Scott Peterson was not found criminally liable for not being the caregiver of the children and not being that he was the school resource officer that day. So
I'm curious of who is going to. That's a tough gig.
Yeah.
That would be.
If you're like,
you got the role. What is it?
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously.
You're just like holding auditions at a film school and we'll tell you about it later.
And it just seems like it's rife for the counsel to say, well, that's not actually how it there's too much variables to kind of wiggle through legally.
Plus, not only that, even though it's no longer an active crime scene because the criminal proceedings have gone on, I mean...
Tell this to any other first world country.
Well, not only that,
we are reenacting.
We do this all the time. We reenact World War II. We reenact the Civil War. We love reenacting wars.
Those are wars.
Didn't we just have a couple reenactments of mass shootings over the weekend?
Yeah. Also in South Florida, the son of a Boca Raton lawyer is accused of murdering his father. 34-year-old Brandon Labiner, a suspended attorney, is charged with first-degree murder after a family member found the bullet-riddled body of his father outside of his Boca Raton law office on Saturday. Labiner had allegedly stolen $450,000 from his mother's trust fund months before his father's murder. Great kid, right?
Yeah.
The family invoked Marsy's Law, so police have not confirmed the victim's identity. Marsy's Law allows victims of crimes to shield their names from being released to the public, but the name is being reported by multiple news outlets out of South Florida. Yeah. Closer to home here, thousands of educators are in Central Florida to discuss issues impacting them across the country. An annual meeting hosted by the National Education Association is taking place at the Orange County Convention Center today. A Freedom to Learn rally was held earlier this morning outside the convention center to bring attention to so-called book bans and promote public education. The annual meeting will continue through tomorrow. Wide-eyed look. You all right?
Oh, no, I was just kind of stretching my eyes out. I felt like I was squinting, and I looked at myself in the feed there, and I was like, I do not look good. So I'm trying to make myself look a little better real quick for you. JimColbertLive.com.
Hydrate.
I need some cream or something under my eyes, Jack.
You just catch yourself getting self-conscious.
Yeah, I did.
Here you go. Here's some
if I could see
cherry-scented Jergens.
I'm glad I can't see that well because I think I'd be worse.
A giant seaweed blob along Florida's east coast is shrinking. Researchers with the University of South Florida say the Great Atlantic Sargassum Belt.
Oh, no, that's a tough one.
It is. I feel so wrong.
I know.
Reduced in size last month, the massive seaweed was 5,000 miles wide when it started to wash up on beaches along the Atlantic Ocean in April. Now, officials are still concerned the belt will leave behind large amounts of odor-filled seaweed as it slowly moves westward. But that's not only that. They also found flesh-eating bacteria within the Sargassum Belt because it's also home to a lot of microplastics.
Right.
And it turns out that flesh-eating bacteria hangs onto those microplastics, which hangs onto the sargassum.
Yeah.
And that's something to think about if you're walking on the beach and you have a nick on your ankle or your foot, any kind of open sore or cut, you definitely don't want to walk through the seaweed belt.
Hey, kids, stay away from the poison grass.
but it got
death grass.
It got smaller.
The belt got smaller,
It's like the opposite of us. It got hot out and it got smaller.
Do not interrupt the news with positivity.
Yeah, please.
Let's go back to the flesh-eating bacteria clinging to the microplastics in the sargassum.
Right.
Swimmers in Santa Rosa County might want to be aware of a recent video. Have you guys seen this video?
No.
A woman at Navarre Beach on Monday recorded footage of a shark, looked kind of large, swimming in shallow water. She told ABC's Good Morning America yesterday the shark was chasing a school of fish and it eventually found its way back out to sea, and no one was hurt. It's not clear what kind of shark it was, but between the fin and the tail, you're like, whoo!
Yeah,
we're going to need a bigger boat.
I think that's a close shark.
Yeah.
Which is the worst kind of all.
Was that, you got that right. Was that the woman on the paddleboard?
No, that's the one.
Did you see that one?
Oh, I did. That's the one who got bumped by the hammerhead.
They're fighting back, dude.
Oh,
I'm telling you, do not go in the ocean
orcas?
right now between the orcas and the sharks. They're coming at you. I'm telling you, it's the sea cows next. They're going to get lasers.
I paddleboarded in the Wakava before where you can actually see a gator.
Right.
And being on a paddleboard, it's about your balance. And, man, something makes your legs go a little wonky when you're like, oh, man, if I fell right now, I'd be screwed.
I just be headed right to the shore.
I saw an interview with her, and you could hear her husband nervously saying, just come to the boat, just come to the boat. And she said that the shark, the hammerhead, had bumped her paddleboard a couple of times before that.
Giant, by the way.
Oh, huge.
Oh, man.
She said all she was going to do was just keep looking forward because she didn't want to look back and have something freak her out and affect her balance. And then she falls off the paddleboard.
The mayor went on to say, but we're here to celebrate July 4th. There's no sharks.
There's no sharks. Nothing to see here.
Those looking for love may find went their separate ways. over 60 years later. McMeekin reconnected with Gamble, who lives in California. Last week, she flew to Tampa International Airport to see him, and right there, he got down on one knee and asked her to marry him.
Oh, wow.
She said yes, and now they're planning a new life together in California. The 78-year-old McMeekin tells ABC Action News over on the golf course that to find love again at his age is just incredible, and he encourages others to have hope because there's always a chance.
There you go.
There you go, Jackson. Positive news.
Hey!
I thought you were going to say he got down on his knee and, and then stabbed her in the leg.
It's just, maybe it's to me, but it's a whole different situation when you're in your high 70s and you're proposing.
Man, there's no time to waste.
I got married and I'm thinking 60 years. He gets married and he's like, 7 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole different promise at that age.
Well, overall, also on the Gulf Coast, a Pasco County woman is further cementing her legendary status in competitive eating. Port Richey's Mickey Sudo won the women's event at the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest in New York yesterday. The 37-year-old, how many hot dogs do you think she ate in 10 minutes to defend her title? Jimmy, you go first.
32.
Jack.
That's a good guess.
How big a window do you want?
15.
Okay, 32, 40, 47.
Ross?
38.
Points, Ross.
Oh, that's right.
39.
Oh, man.
And a half hot dogs in 10 minutes to defend her title. This is the 9th time she has won at Nathan's. Whatever happened to the Black Widow? Fiancé Nick Wary came in 4th in the men's competition with 45 dogs. Of course, 6-time champ Joey Chestnut won again with 62 hot dogs.
Oh, couldn't even break his own record.
Yeah. Sudo and Chestnut each won $10,000.
You think is there any woman in the world who watches that and going, oh man, I got to get me some of that chestnut. I got to get some of that. I mean, it's not like he's part of a professional eaters tour. I mean, look, that's not even the worst one. If you really want to get disgusted by this speed eating thing, go watch him eat chili.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That will make you question humanity.
It's just a reminder that humanity just enjoys excellence no matter what it is. Because that, like, some girl's going to look at Joey Chestnut and go, I want his last name to be a verb.
Yeah.
And now you all are officially woke.
Would you like to drop a little more hint of good news?
Yes.
That the sargassum does not have flesh-eating bacteria. According to a study, they said the report was misinterpreted, and it does not contain that.
No, it's AIDS.
Well, either way, you're all officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Yeah, you know you're supposed to get more than one quote when you're trying to get maybe a refinance, but it takes a lot of time, right? You're busy. You already got stuff to do. What you really need is someone on your team who can give you those answers without the work, and that is that mortgage guy, Don. All you have to do is go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, upload your quote. He will do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better, plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You still have a few minutes left with your 3 o'clock keyword. It's credit, CREDIT. Simply go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King now, Fox 35 Storm Center. Want to update you as we approach midday. Freshen up the forecast details for your Wednesday ahead. Hope you're off to a good start so far. Mix of sun and clouds. A hot one for you. Mid-upper 90s for highs. Got a heat advisory going strong till 7 o'clock tonight. Rain chances fire off after about 2 p.m. 60% covered. Scattered showers and storms. Rain wraps up through about 9-10 tonight. Lows down to 77. Rain chance late at 30%. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned. With 24/7 PC protection against bugs, cracks, and hacks. Plans start as low as $199.99. Plus now get up to $250 off select computers. In-store only offer ends July 29. See associate for details. Protect your tech at Staples.
It's a fact when it comes to your health, early detection does save lives, no question about it. When it comes to your long-term health care, you certainly want the most information possible for sure, and that is where Life Imaging FLA comes into play with their free heart scan. No guessing game, hard data in real time, so you can create a healthcare plan that is proactive and not reactive. With summer here, you definitely want to spend as many summers as you can with your family, and that can happen with Life Imaging FLA. With that full body scan, I learned a number of things that I had to pay attention to. Took that information to my primary care healthcare doctor, and guess what? We built that plan exactly like we told you to do. So do those things. Take care of that. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now and get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's easy. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's it. Just dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Do not wait another minute. Make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Do you suffer from depression or anxiety? Have you tried medication but wonder what it would be like to try something different? CNS Healthcare is now conducting clinical trials using non-traditional options such as medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC in a safe, controlled, physician-monitored setting in their downtown Orlando location. So if you want to learn more about medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100. All services are free, and there's no need for health insurance at CNS Healthcare.
Hi, I'm Octavia Clausman. My dad is attorney Glenn Clausman, who helps people with their injury claims. My dad really cares about people. His clients have his cell number so they can call him anytime. At home, at night, I see him working on their files. He talks about how his clients' injuries have affected them and how he tries to help. He really cares. If you have an injury claim, you should call my dad, Glenn Clausman. Call 407-917-1718. He'll give you his cell number. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com. Office, Winter Park.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
This summer, Dunkin' is shaking things up. Introducing the Dunkin' Salted Caramel Cold Brew. Capped with caramel cream, cold foam, and a surprising burnt sugar topping. Try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast. The check is on Bank of America and it's real. Give me the VIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. Real radio. Real radio. 104.1.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Retired Postal Service worker here, but I also work for FedEx Express and UPS. I will tell you right now, the Postal Service does not have air-conditioned vehicles, but the new ones they're rolling out will have it. FedEx box trucks have air conditioning. None of them work. They blow hot air. The Mercedes vans do have working air conditioning. So hopefully UPS, I feel for them, and I hope they get their air-conditioned trucks. Thanks.
Can you imagine inside the FedEx warehouse if you get an air-conditioned van and the others don't? Oh, my God. The hate you're going to get is going to be palpable. You think the heat is bad. The hate you're going to get.
But you got to maintain them because he's saying they're all blowing warm air. And when he said Mercedes vans, that's what Amazon uses.
Like that shuttle van thing.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We've got a few minutes left for a credit. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Again, just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. I didn't do a ton this weekend, guys. I'm telling you, I didn't leave my house very often. Just play golf and do a couple other things. But I did cook a lot this weekend. Because here's the thing. I don't know about you guys. Now, Jack is in love with his air fryer.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific instrument that you cook with at your house, Ross? I know you do a little bit of cooking.
That is the
Little
most,
being the key word there.
That is the most cooking anybody has ever referred to me as a little amount of cooking, and that felt great.
Okay.
A toaster.
Yeah, toaster. Okay, good.
I actually just a toaster.
Yeah.
I'll toast bread.
I just can't understand why anyone would want to incur any more heat in their life. I don't know if that's how you cope with stress, but man, why?
Well, here's the thing, because I love to cook. And I rarely get a chance, because on the weekends when you're working, the weekends you want to cut loose and have some fun. And the cooking I like to do is like a little time consuming. I made fresh pasta this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And made an incredible pasta dish with sweet corn, basil. It was like this sweet corn pesto with pasta and chicken. It was absolutely wonderful.
Fancy.
Yeah, it was great. Because here's the thing. I got a pasta roller. My mother-in-law bought me a pasta roller. Like one of the pro ones, like a really nice one. And I hate to see it just sit in the cabinet all the time and not do anything. So I told my wife, I said, I'm making pasta this weekend. Made a really nice pizza dough this weekend, which is hard to get right on the uni.
And then he was so proud of himself that he journaled about it and used the bidet afterwards.
Yeah, no, I did none of those things. And I made Chinese dumplings for the first time.
Whoa!
Like little pot stickers, and then pan fried them and made the sauce and everything.
Faux pas. Don't you think there's something a little? And Jim, we're going to talk about you here. Isn't there something wrong for him bragging about all the stuff he's making? He's not bringing us anything.
Yeah, no.
See, that's why to me it didn't really happen because there's no photos, there's no samples. You're just lying.
I have to admit, you know what the funny thing is. So my wife and I went to the house this weekend. I'm reconfiguring my studio so I can do the social media thing, and we're also setting up the kitchen, because instead of doing like Primetime Kitchen back in the day, where I would use to make an entire meal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making little videos of side dishes you can make at home. Ooh. Simple, easy, or proper ways to make an omelet. Just simple stuff that we can do in like 30, 40 seconds, cut the video up and show you. So what we're doing is we're rigging our kitchen with these cameras that shoot down and the right lighting. We were looking at this weekend. We're getting all that this week, so hopefully we can start it this weekend. And that kind of got me motivated. But man, yeah, it's.
I'm intrigued because I want to learn how to make an omelet.
Yeah, it's easy.
No, I believe it is. Yeah, I mean, I go to an omelet station. I see what they do, but still, there's a little.
The key is having the right size pan. That is the key. A lot of people do not pay attention to that. Having the right size pan to make your omelet in is a massive player.
And it looks like a small to medium, but also that would be like a Teflon one.
And you want a non-stick.
So yeah,
you want all those forever chemicals you can get in your body at once.
There you go.
You want this omelet to be good enough to die for.
Yeah.
But thank God DuPont got fined for that, and that's really going to make everybody better.
Yeah, that's
really going to clear up the waterways.
Yeah, a little wrist slap.
Yeah.
On the whole.
How much they have to pay?
Like $4.5 billion. Like a tenth of their income. But anyway, stuff like that.
What's the biggest that there's when it comes to pasta fresh and pasta in a box, the one thing that I can tell is just the texture. Taste-wise, I'm splitting hairs, but a fresh pasta has almost like a firmness. Am I making that up?
So that's how you cook it for sure. But what it should have is a very velvety finish in your mouth. Because when you cook fresh pasta, like we cooked it, I made it, rolled it out. You have to make the dough, you wait, and then you roll the dough out. And I like Parpadel is my favorite pasta noodle, which is the wide one. It's like 3/4 of an inch wide because it just gets big old chunks of sauce in there, which I love. And you can roll it out thicker, like udon noodles are really thick, and you can cook those. Those have a lot of tooth to them. But you can choose what you want. Most guys roll them out to like the 7 thickness. I actually like them a little thicker. So I stop on the 6 roll, which is like thick paper almost.
And
you only cook them for like 3 minutes, if.
This isn't a cooking question, but more of like, let me just confirm that you know this, that when you bidet, no one's watching.
Yeah, nobody's watching.
It's just a yourself and you thing.
Well, I mean, my OnlyFans cam.
God can see.
The landscaper's working in his yard.
Oh, God, we've gone through that.
Hardest part about traveling. I realized that when I got home yesterday, I'm like, oh, there it is.
I said, don't say it like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't not say it like that. Well, that takes the heat away, though, doesn't it? Oh yeah.
Can
If
you
you're burning
imagine?
hot, you just get bideted with some ice cold water. That is the joint.
That'll shrink it right up.
All right.
I think the hardest part about the bidet is the cigarette that I need after. And I vape.
All right, 407-916-1041. Got a fresh keyword for you coming up. And Animal House, Central Florida Zoo in the house. We'll talk to those guys next. By the way, log in to JimColbertLive.com. That way you can see it all live. And I think we probably want to, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. Something cool coming up in 1 second.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Looking at heavy stop-and-go delays on I-4 this afternoon due to a crash reportedly blocking the left lane as you approach I-4. Traveling eastbound on the interstate, normal slowdowns reported by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. No problems at this time on the beach line or along the Greenway. If you happen to see any traffic problems this afternoon, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Pearl Specialties Olives in the sunny yellow jar.
Original MTV VJ Martha Quinn here. Pearl Specialties Olives are bursting with flavor and add the perfect Mediterranean twist to everyday meals and snacks. Rock your recipes with Pearl Specialties Olives. For quality you can trust, look for the sunny yellow jar at your local Walmart.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Sometimes the speed of life is too fast, and your budget needs a beat to catch up. Amscot Cash Advance, up to $500 fast with no credit check. Amscot, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in because they are making a profit from you. That's the law. Yet many times a normal day ends with injuries because that business breached that duty because they knew or should have known of the dangerous condition that caused your injury. It happens every day in many ways. Slip and falls where cleaning and maintenance were ignored. Falling boxes and items stacked too high. And so many other unexpected occurrences and dangers only known to that business owner. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, let our team investigate and report back to you. The duty to protect customers from harm is the law, and our duty is to protect you after that harm. Visit forthepeople.com for more information, or on your cell phone, dial #law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
Is your hair thinning? Hairline receding? Do you want to regrow thick, natural, healthy hair? Look, we all have to deal with hair loss, especially as we age. But you don't have to sit back and let it happen. Listen to what Marcy did with the help of Harem's Botanical Hair Serum.
Well, I started using it about 4 or 5 months ago, and 2 or 3 months into it, I just kind of noticed one day I saw all of this extra hair growth around my widow's peak. That hair growth is probably about 5 inches, all in that area that used to have absolutely no hair at all. I don't think I'll ever stop using it.
If you want to regrow thick, natural, healthy hair, then order your Harem solution today. Harem contains 17 botanical actives proven safe and most effective in generating new hair growth and darkening gray hair. Return to the full, natural, and youthful hair color you want. For more information, go to greatlifenow.com. That's greatlifenow.com.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Season 2 of the Alphabet Boys podcast takes you inside the secret investigations that federal agents never thought would see the light of day and asks this disturbing question. Are America's top cops catching criminals or creating them?
So you do personal security all over the world. You're connected to all these different people, and you had somebody call you and say, can you get grenades and guns for this guy in Colombia?
Listen to Alphabet Boys Season 2 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Experience more of the music you love with the record-setting 5G network. T-Mobile customers can unlock VIP benefits at the festival all weekend long. It's better over here. See why at T-Mobile.com/SEEWHY.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days, where you can get exclusive rebates up to $600 only available at Southeast Steel, where you really do get the best deal.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 to call us. Text us easily at 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is green, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm, send that away. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Again, green is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. So
Hello.
is Ross and Jack. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Clausman of Clausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House, but right now, please join me in welcoming our return guest from the Central Florida Zoo, Ambassador Animal Keeper Nathan Jordan and zoo teacher Crystal Perez Morales. And a slithery friend named Molar.
What's up, kids? How you doing?
Doing all right. How about you guys?
We're doing great. I bet the snake loves this weather, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of words. Jeez.
It's radio. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no problem. I don't have to talk for it. Yeah, a lot of the warm temperatures. You guys really love it. I was just thinking that we actually moved our red-tailed boa constrictor to his outside enclosure this week, and he's been super active all the warm weather.
Oh yeah, they absolutely love it, man.
Like hiking, working out.
Climbing, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, some parkour. By the way, go to JimColbertLive.com. You can actually see our little slithery friend on camera right now.
And I know, Nathan, you guys brought in a snake because there's a special day coming up in a couple of weeks this month.
Yeah, so
World Snake Day. It is on the 16th, July 16th, World Snake Day. Snakes from all around the world will be celebrated. That's what we like to do at the zoo. Celebrate
Very
snakes
nice.
every day.
This guy's a pretty chunky little. Now, this is a ball python?
He is,
correct. Yeah, ball python, royal python. They have a bunch of different names. Actually, kind of on the smaller size for his age. He is a male. Most males can get 3.5, 4 feet long. We have another male who's a little bit heavier and longer than he is. So I would say average-wise, he's probably a little bit on the smaller side.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the exact weight off the top of my head. I wish I had remembered
Right.
what those numbers were.
The temperament of that snake is equal to a golden retriever. That thing is like it is like the lapdog of snakes. I mean, you accidentally just kind of tapped it in the head a second ago. I would have bitten you had you done that to me. That thing didn't even paw. I mean, it didn't even make an action. Are they always this chill?
90% of the time. I mean, ball pythons, they are known as a very chill, very docile snake. That's what makes them really good as a beginner pet or the kind of early stages of wanting a snake as a pet. These guys take a lot to get angry. I mentioned earlier royal pythons, no name for them, and that's just because there's a lot of old stories of a lot of tribal leaders over in Africa would just pick these guys up and wear them like jewelry. It's showing how powerful I am over nature and things along those lines. So it just shows you even back then, even without human interactions, these guys are pretty easygoing snakes.
Now that's a constrictor, right?
Yes. Yep. So they're gonna find their food. They're gonna grab hold of it. They're gonna wrap it around and give a nice big hug until it falls asleep.
Right.
That's how you explain it to children, isn't it? Yeah, it's just hugging him, honey.
I don't think I learned this until probably about 5 years ago, and it's just because I'm dumb. It has no other reason that the idea of them squeezing, everybody believes they squeeze the breath out of you in one big scoop, like they're, like a death squeeze, but it really is, it's just a consistent squeeze so that when you breathe out, they just kind of restrict more to keep you from breathing back in again. Is that how it goes or no?
Yeah, there's a couple, I think, I heard some people talk about it the other day too. There's a couple of different studies behind it. One of them is that as they're exhaling, they can squeeze a little bit more, making it that much harder to inhale. I heard another thing too was as they're squeezing, is actually just kind of pretty much just cutting off blood circulation, which just stops the heart almost instantly as well.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Two paths towards it.
And anything on the forest floor? Are they do they hunt in the trees? And what is their primary prey?
These guys will mostly just hang out on the ground. So they are not much of an arboreal species. They can climb from time to time, but they will spend most of the day just kind of hiding out underneath rocks, burrows, things along those lines, and then come out at night looking for any kind of field mice or small.
Gotcha.
Pretty much small animal that's the thickest part of their body or smaller.
Wow.
Nathan, I know you were supposed to bring in your Everglades rat snake today, but then Dawn let us know that the snake is opaque.
Correct.
So what does that mean, and why do you use that term?
Is that snake for drunk? Because it was 4th yesterday, and we got a hand. We got a little loose.
So he is Floridian. So opaque is just the term we use for when a snake is shedding its skin. So one of the differences between snakes and, let's say, lizards, they both shed their skins, but snakes shed all their skin at one time.
Got it.
So when a snake becomes opaque, that also means the scales over their eyes start to get loose, and it gets a little foggy, kind of. And so they can't see very well at those times. So we try not to mess with them because they're a little more irritable.
I would guess they're probably a little more defensive as well, right? I mean, because if you can't see what's coming up, I mean, you may automatically get into a defensive posture because you consider that a threat, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. It is a strong possibility. So we are a little more careful around those guys because they can't see. They don't know what's going on. In the wild, they would probably hunker down. Anything comes close to them, they would probably try to either be very still and try to hide or strike if it comes close to them.
Is this the pet you would have if you had a reptile, or do you guys have reptile snakes for pets?
We have a handful at the house. My girlfriend has like 30-something snakes.
How many? Whoa. No.
That's a different story.
Stop.
I did not know that.
Crystal was like, whoa.
That's great.
You just stop a second. You can't go. You know what? That's it. That'd be like your wife going, I just bought a handful of shoes. How many, honey? 30.
That's kind of how I started. I started like one cool little ball python, and she's like, I want another one, and then now she's trying to like breed them and stuff.
I got it.
Yeah.
No venomous things, are there, right? Or no?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
No.
He's not answering
No
right
snake.
now.
No venomous snake.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How do you sex a snake? How do you tell what?
There are a couple different ways of doing it. One of the biggest way is you can always look at the tails. Typically, males are gonna have, I think, a little bit of it's been a while to tell. Tail differences are different. I think females are a little bit longer. Males a little bit more stubbier.
Usually in some snakes, but if we're talking about the pythons, yes. And go ahead.
And you got size too. You got typically females are gonna be a little bit larger than the males.
Hell yeah.
So females can be like 4 feet plus. Males usually can get up to 3.5, 4. Be kind of pushing for those guys.
That's just like married couples in the South.
And then you also do a lot of like blood testing and some more invasive techniques as well.
Because I knew, like with birds, it was surgical for a while until they could finally just clip their toenails a little too short, and with a blood test, they could sex your bird. Because before it was like, well, just gonna have to wait and see if it lays eggs or not.
That's a lot of times when I tell kids, like, if it lays eggs,
it's a girl.
It's that easy.
Yeah,
it's that easy. What is an interesting thing about ball pythons that people may not know, that just kind of an interesting little aside?
Do you have anything crazy?
Crazy?
Not crazier than your girlfriend having 30 plus
that's
snakes.
That's the craziest thing we're gonna hear today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was weird because I could sit and just talk about snakes and I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah, but then like I could say something like, oh, that's like super crazy and exciting.
Okay, so
I think to me the royal python, the tribal leader thing, that's always like the one thing I always like to talk about. Is really cool. Another thing that these guys kind of symbolize over in Africa is that they actually symbolize as like the earth beings, or like the creation of earth, because they are so close to the ground all the time.
Got it.
With them.
Very interesting though. And are they strong? Like, is their muscle structure? Are they mostly muscle? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're very strong.
Yeah.
So if he was to constrict on your arm, would it be a problem? You would definitely be able to feel the pressure.
You could. He's kind of restricting around my hand a little bit, but this is more of him supporting himself. If he was hungry and he really wanted to do something, he could like crush probably a finger or two, depending on how my fingers are holding him.
Wow.
So if he wants to show some attitude, he can. What do you guys have planned coming up for World Snake Day on July 16th at the Central Florida Zoo?
Probably the Herbst guys would do some really cool enrichment for some of their snakes. We'll probably have some little party favors for our guys in our department as well.
That's fun. Party favors and snakes.
That's always good.
It's a good day at the zoo.
I know we have other things planned for the zoo as well.
We do have several other things coming up, though, at the zoo. We have every fourth Friday is our sunset at the zoo, which we've done previously before, but now it's kind of revamped. And it is a celebration of different heritage and cultures within our community. So our last one in June was Pride Awareness. Before that, it was Pacific Asian.
Yeah.
So this next coming one is Black and African American Heritage.
Very cool.
So every fourth Friday.
Very nice.
So much fun. And it's actually the cheapest way you can come and visit the zoo. So we open up at about 5:30, and you can come in for, I think, $8.
Damn,
which
really?
is great, too. Plus, it's cooler.
Yeah. And it's actually a lot of fun. It's a whole event. So we have, this last time we had a DJ. We have like fun little activity books that you get when you come. Food trucks.
Snake jewelry.
Snakes.
I'm super curious about this because you just brought up snakes and Pride Month, which, hell yeah, snakes celebrating Pride Month. Why not throw a couple S's on it? Are there gay snakes?
Ooh, are there gay snakes?
I'm not going to say no. I'm sure there's a couple species that like a bunch of them would get together and probably things enter wrong areas and not supposed to do. But...
Easy. Come on, man. This is a family show we're doing here. You're talking about snakes on ecstasy. We're just trying to enrich the community here.
And I know biblically they have no legs because, right? God was like, yo, don't do that. You got no more legs now. But in your eyes, because in the animal kingdom, there's always an answer to the question, why? How did it get to the point of having no legs in its history, thousands, millions of years ago? Did it have legs? How did we get to this point?
How long do we have left in this?
Yeah, we can go way back.
So, I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because I was doing some more research coming out here, and they actually do have, like, some limbs that have evolved away.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the camera isn't here, but you can kind of see right around the tail area, there's this little those little spikes area. Those are just old legs that just have evolved into just those
little
spikes.
nubs.
Yeah.
So that is a fun thing actually about the python. They have vestigial limbs, which is what we would call it, but just that, and they're so teeny tiny.
Wow, that's really cool, though.
That is cool.
I did not know that. Well,
I
that's
did not either.
Great question, buddy.
I'm telling you, dude, God was pissed.
Yeah,
that day.
well, I mean, we know what that represents.
So where do folks go to get more information about the ball python and stuff coming up for World Snake Day?
We can go to centralfloridazoo.org. Look up all kinds of things. You can check our events, check out all the different snakes. We do have a couple new snakes that we just acquired in our herpetarium, which is our reptile amphibian house. So those are so cool. Gotta come check those out.
What are they?
A rhino. What is it? A rhino.
Is it rhino rat snake?
No.
Okay, I know those.
I think you nailed it with rhino. Rhino's good.
Oh my gosh.
What you got?
Sloth.
I think it's just a rhino.
Are they venomous?
They get a couple new venomous ones. I just don't know the names of them off the top of my head.
Do you guys milk those? Do you guys have a program where you do the milking thing or no?
We do not.
We don't.
All right, well.
No.
Yeah,
It's
Greg.
a rhino viper.
Rhino viper. There you go.
Yeah, Greg, can you milk me?
And that's a good time to wrap up by thanking Nathan Jordan and Christopher Morales for coming in today. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I'll be posting the Animal House podcast later on today so folks can get more information about Molar. Love the name.
Right, and this fourth Friday, centralfloridazoo.org, man. Learn more about that.
this fourth Friday and World Snake Day coming up. So thank you, Nathan and Crystal. Appreciate that as always. And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know, work with, or love have been in a car, truck, even a motorcycle accident, and they don't know who to call, here's the reason why they need to call Glenn Klausman. A couple of reasons, actually. One, he never passes you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted legal elite and super lawyer, but he's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
You got it, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Remember, your 4 o'clock keyword is green, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at your normal afternoon delays on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash blocking the northbound right lane on Orange Avenue as you approach Gatlin Avenue. The crash on the Greenway is blocking the southbound on-ramp to Curry Ford Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa Hoagie Fest is back, and they're celebrating 15 years of hoagie love with $5 shorties and $6 classics in any variety. Gotta have a Wawa.
Wow, man, congratulations to the guys over at Tools Ace Hardware. 40 years here in Central Florida, making everybody's life a little easier. We are going to celebrate that as they mark their 40th anniversary with a big old sale. Friday, July 14th to Sunday, July 16th at all 12 Tools Hardware locations. Mark your calendars because it's going to be a cool day. Check this out. On the 15th only, the first 500 customers grab a free 5-gallon bucket and enjoy a 20% discount on almost everything inside it. Great deals on everything from steel, DeWalt, Rust-Oleum, Big Green Egg, Napoleon Grills, all that out there. Don't miss out. This is going to be a gigantic 40th anniversary sale happening from July 14th to the 16th. And even better, myself and Jack, we're going to be at the Winter Garden location, which is the flagship location, handing out trivia, doing some cool stuff. Lots of things happening. Do not miss it. Mark this on your calendar. It's July 14th through the 16th. That's next weekend for this gigantic 40th anniversary sale, all brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware. Online, toolsacehardware.com.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days. Exclusive rebates of up to $600 and 0% financing available at Southeast Steel, where you get the best deal.
Check it out.
You lifted your car?
Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Season 2 of the Alphabet Boys podcast takes you inside the secret investigations that federal agents never thought would see the light of day and asks this disturbing question. Are America's top cops catching criminals or creating them?
So you do personal security all over the world. You're connected to all these different people, and you had somebody call you and say, can you get grenades and guns for this guy in Colombia?
Listen to Alphabet Boys Season 2 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Millions of Floridians do the math, and millions of Floridians choose Amscot Cash Advance because it makes sense. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Get started at amscot.com. Amscot. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot. Fall semester is right around the corner. Luckily, IKEA is your one-stop shop to make the most out of your new college living space. Put your best foot forward without stepping on any toes with hangable shoe storage. Spend more time hitting the books and less time searching for them with customizable shelving. Plus, find comfy bedding and colorful decor to add your own splash of style. Visit your local IKEA store or ikea-usa.com/readyforcollege today. Getting into college was tough enough. Make move-in day a breeze.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
You think that doorbell camera is keeping your home safe? Once hacked, it's just the front row seat
to see everything that goes on inside and outside of your home. Get a Safe Touch security system. No one beats their technology or price. Right now at Safe Touch, buy one, get one free on 24/7 perimeter dark cameras. While they last, monitoring agreement required. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. Safe Touch security systems. Crooks know to stay away from those Safe Touch houses. State license EF233.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 10.
Green. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Green, Green. Realradio.fm. Send that off. And maybe the powers that be will call you and say, hey, look, looks like you had a good 4th weekend. Maybe a little bit in debt. Went crazy at the fireworks tent. Here's $1,000.
Damn Craig LaFleur.
Here's $1,000. Yeah, always getting them good. We dropped by the tent on, I think it was 4th of July. That morning, we were out running some errands and stuff and dropped by the tent. And I was like, no, thank you. It was so hot.
It was empty.
Packed. Oh, no, it was packed. God. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, remember when AI broke? Right?
Last week?
Well, I mean, when it hit. Was it a few months back? You know, when it was like everybody was talking about AI.
When everyone became aware of it.
Right, exactly. And it became like out there with that Chat GPT. People are like, oh, my God, look what this thing will do. It's crazy. And then, now you see it pretty much incorporated into business. It's, obviously a lot of the worries were, how many jobs is this going to cost? And, how are we going to control it? Blah, 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 blah. What was the one thing I said about it, though? What was the one field I said for sure was going to feel the impact of OpenAI or ChatGPT or AI, generative AI?
Yeah, we talked about the medical field.
Law and fast food workers.
It was going to be law a little bit, but I thought medicine was the number one thing that it could affect, all right? And here's why I thought that, right? It's a simple process. When it takes 5 years normally to get a medicine from concept to shelves, right? And it's very, very, very expensive, right? That testing is no joke. The development is no joke. 5 years to make sure it's safe to go through the FDA in this country. It goes through the FDA. And then, of course, it's deemed safe, put it out on the market. Even then, we know sometimes they fail. Like, even then, we know that some drugs that have passed through, it turns out that the long-term effects of these drugs cause problems, and ones that you've taken every day of your life have had issues, right?
Yeah, I don't have any more migraines, but now I have a third hand.
Right, exactly. And the issue with medicine for me is I thought that AI, with the ability to calculate so many possibilities so quickly over a very short period of time, would really kind of turbocharge medical technology and medical advancement as fast as anything, because it takes so much human time to test all these things to come up with the wrong answer to have to go back and do it again. Think of it like a chess game, right? Where the end result of the chess game, the checkmate, is the cure for whatever you're trying to do, or the alteration of whatever disease or malady it may be, right? So you could go through the chess game and then fail. Reboot it, put all your chess pieces back, do it again. You could do that 1,000 times and never come up with the answer. Doing a different move every time, trying to get the combination right. AI, where that may take a human 3 years to go through that, AI can do that in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever the case may be. It definitely isn't 3 years. This story out of Hong Kong. July 2nd, the first dose of a drug developed by artificial intelligence has been delivered to its first patient. In Silico Medicine, a biotech company based in Hong Kong, announced that human patients have begun receiving the drug INS-018, an antifibrotic small molecular inhibitor. Said the drug was discovered and designed with generative AI.
Wow.
Discovered and designed. Now, you think about this. We've known AI, the public version of AI now for, 6 months, 8 months, a year, for the people who are in the know longer than that. But us plebeians who don't really tune into those things, didn't really have an idea of what we knew what AI was because we use it every day when you type in your Google search or or as that thing fills up your as you're writing something, it guesses what you're going to say. That's a form of AI. We knew it was there in the fetal position.
It was more conceptual. Now it seems it's more tangible and hands-on.
Absolutely. And this drug is already passed through 2 phases of trials before being administered to human patients. With demonstrated potential against both fibrosis and inflammation, it'll be another option for patients worldwide. It's being tested to treat idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, chronic scarring lung disease. About 5 million people are affected by this. It was designed by Pharma AI and has been in development since 2020. So in 3 years, they found a drug. They took it to normal testing in half the time it takes normal testing to get to those positions.
And I'm looking it up because I remember hearing AI actually back in like 2020, 2021. And that was the first time that I heard artificial intelligence in the medical field. What was happening around then? Vaccines.
Yeah.
AI was used for the distribution and the creating, help create with those RNA boosters. I remember when they were like, hey, we got a vaccine. And I don't want to speak for everyone, but it's one of those things where if you're at a restaurant and you're like, I'll have the steamed fried rice, and they turn around and give it to you. They don't even go back to the kitchen. Like, whoa. That's not mine,
It
though.
can't be right.
That cannot be right.
That takes at least 20 minutes to make.
We are so not used to that level of speed that we don't really trust it a lot of the times off rip.
You saw that? That was a perfect example on the COVID vaccine. Because it's like, oh, this mRNA stuff. No, it's too fast. It's, has it been tested? And then those questions. And then it becomes a giant political exercise.
And you would think that would be, when they start applying that to drugs here in the U.S., of course, and I don't know if this is an American company or not. It does sound like an American company. Not to sound...
but they're testing it in China?
In silico is, it's based in Hong Kong. So, I don't know if it's, I'm assuming it probably is a Chinese company. I don't think there are many companies in the U.S. operating medicine manufacturing in China right now, are there? I don't know. I think Canada does a lot of that. I don't know, sure China does. I'm not 100 on that. But either way, it was just kind of interesting how this kind of came about. And you're right. When did the movie AI come out?
With Haley Joel Osment?
Yeah. When was that?
Make Me One with Everything? I'm going... No, I think that was a Jude Law film, right? That was 2001.
I thought Haley Joel was in that. 2001?
There was 2 AI movies. One with Robin Williams.
Wasn't one of them
the other one with Jude Law.
Oh, I thought the one was wasn't one of those a Spielberg movie or no?
Yeah, I want to say the Jude Law, Joel Osment one was the Spielberg film.
Yeah. What year was that?
Looking it up.
You think it was 01?
It was somewhere around there.
Wow, really?
Or the Robin Williams one.
Wow, 20 years ago sounds like a long time ago. I don't know. Jude Law?
Yeah, 01.
Oh, wow, really? Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the CEO of Nanotronics, an expert in artificial intelligence, Matt Putnam, his quote talking exactly about the RNA vaccines and how everyone wasn't really ready to have it be done that fast. Yeah. And that kind of was the first, I ain't taking it.
Yeah.
And you know what? With that logic, I can't be mad at that.
You cannot. You cannot because, it goes against everything you know.
And human history.
Of safety. If I went up to Jack and I said, hey, look, I need something made, and I'll go, okay. He goes, okay, let me just have my AI do it. And I know that thing I'm asking him to make takes about a year to make. And he calls me at the end of the week and says, hey, it's ready. I'm like, no, I ain't using it. There ain't no way I'm using that.
Is that any different, though, than a 3D printer?
You're putting one in your body that's not leaving.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying though.
No, I meant the speed with the technology. Not where you're putting it.
In other words, if I would get a part from the person who usually make the part, and somebody goes, I can 3D print that in my garage for you if you'd like. Which one are you normally going to trust? Chances are you're going to trust the manufactured one, but the other one may just be as fine.
And they have to. I would assume they're already using 3D printed stuff for
Oh, they are.
In the bodies.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
when you
I
think about it, there's a 3D printer on the ISS right now
Yeah.
to help astronauts, you know, with parts that you just can't run to the store to get. So
This is an interesting quote from that Matt Putnam guy, this CEO of this
guy's
AI
full of
company,
himself.
right? He goes, the thing that we have realized in many parts of our lives now is that as good as humans are at exploring things and being creative, being able to deal with enough data and to be able to make intelligent choices about that data is something that actually artificial intelligent agents can do at a pace that is unheard of.
And think about this as well.
The speed of our creation
Right.
is just accelerating like we've never seen.
And think about this real quick. Like, let's say we throw out something in this room and the four of us have to make a decision on it, right? I mean, it could be anything, just your favorite movie or whatever. I mean, we're never going to agree, right? And even if you're going to say, hey, what's the best way to read an ad, right? All four of us are going to have totally different looks of how to read an ad. So in the world of science, you can imagine if you throw out an idea into a room of scientists, there's going to be a bunch of different opinions. One of the other things I think the AI is going to be genuinely amazing at is kind of ruling out the clutter, like all the ideas that don't really hit. You don't have to really search those now. You don't have to look at them and go, oh, yeah, that may work. I guess I could see where that, AI will completely ignore all that because it'll know all angles. It'll consider every option instantly.
Yeah.
Game changer.
What were you going to say about it?
No, it's just.
No, because right now, when it happens faster than we expect, we don't trust it. But we will get used to that speed. And then when it doesn't happen that fast, you're like, what's going on? Similar
Who broke
to
the AI?
Yeah. It's kind of like the CSI
Yes.
effect in court, with DNA. And it's like you see CSI wrap up these complex scientific crimes, and in 55 minutes, before that final commercial break. And then in real life, when it doesn't seem to happen, you figure, oh, something's wrong, and you kind of judge the person's innocence or guilt because it took them this long. Well, if he was really guilty, they would have had it done in like an hour, just on television.
Right. And think about that. Think about what DNA, I mean, in a small kind of parallel, think about what DNA did to crime scene or crime investigations before it was just like blood type and fingerprints.
Yeah.
And you had to go through, before CODIS happened, you had to go through, I mean, books you can't even fathom, thousands of fingerprints of people who are, known criminals, and you had to sit there one after the next for hours, multiple detectives on cases that really had an impact, like murder cases, hours of time. And now just punch it into the CODIS machine and you get that match. But even better now, with DNA, all I need is a sample of blood or maybe a hair follicle, and I can get guaranteed results every single time. And that happened, 20 years? Yeah. In 20 years, it went from the fingerprint book to one follicle of hair or an old cup you used or a napkin possibly that you touched.
a little bit more than that, but yeah, it exponentially got a lot better.
I mean, from the 90s, when was DNA used for the first time in a case? Was it in the 90s?
It was in the 90s. It was in development before that, but by that time, you needed a fairly large sample of DNA, and it couldn't be degraded. It couldn't be.
And now you can just walk by the machine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they used it in OJ, right? In the OJ trial?
Yeah, because remember they had some they couldn't. Didn't they have some on that glove they couldn't identify or something? God, that was so long ago.
It was,
and that was mid-90s.
The sweet OJ trial.
I'll never forget. I was like, man, Broncos are cool.
Yeah, that was the early 90s. 93, 94, wasn't it? Like when we started, that was like one of the first big things we talked about.
The trial was the 95, 96-ish.
I read that civil book from Daniel. It's not Petrocelli. It's something like that. But he prosecuted the civil case. And that book was amazing. And it was way more informative than the trial was. It was some sketchy S going on.
Turns out it was Colin Pitchfork, a British double child murderer and rapist. I remember this from Investigation Discovery. He was the first person convicted of rape and murder using DNA profiling after he murdered 2 girls in a neighboring village in 1983.
Wow. In the 80s, really?
Well, that was when he committed the crime.
Oh, I see, yeah.
That is the most British name.
Yeah, it is.
No, Colin Pitchfork.
For a murderer, too.
Yeah.
My God, man.
Well, I mean, hey, Satan uses a pitchfork, right?
Something like that, yeah. Though the Underwood Devil does for sure.
Oh, wait. I believe you get this. for Daniel Petrocelli.
Yeah, was it really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Yeah, that's
Triumph of Justice, closing the book on the Simpson saga.
Yeah, I still think I have that book. It was actually damn good. I was fascinated with that case, by the way, because it was the first time that I saw celebrity impact a case. It was the first time I'd ever seen that. I'd never seen like celebrity impact a case positively. Usually it would be like like an infamous thing, like the Manson trials or something like that. But I've never seen somebody so famous with such a clean image, have to deal with something like that. That trial was some of the best television of all time.
It's interesting. Out of the 14 books about that trial that I'm looking at, the one you just mentioned had the highest rating.
Yeah. It's a damn good book.
And that includes one by all the participants of it. Marcia Clark, O.J. Simpson.
Michael Darden.
Mark Furman.
Yeah. The Furman thing was really weird because I think Furman had enough stuff in his past to discredit him. But if you read that Daniel Petrocelli book, it really gives you a good insight to behind the scenes. So I watched the entire trial. I would race home and I would not miss one frame of it. I would sit there for hours watching everything available. This is pre-YouTube, so you had to catch it on television or replays on the news, and was just absolutely fascinated by it. And then read that story afterwards about the civil trial, and it really, it laid it out even more than the trial could. Like, man, this guy is so guilty, it stinks.
And now when
they never get a dime.
When OJ makes news, it's because he's being really weird and kind of trolling around the whole murder case.
Yeah, I mean,
it's odd.
Chappelle tells that famous story about him, and was it Kevin Hart hanging out and at a party in South Florida, and OJ walks up to him and wants a picture. He's like, "Nah, player."
Wasn't there a thing like he was about to come out with like a book or some sort of statement like, "I didn't do it, but if I did."
Yeah, if I did. If I did it, what's the name of the book?
What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer by O.J. Simpson.
That cost a woman her job, that publisher, because wasn't that that woman who agreed to do that was a famous publisher. I think she lost her job and they got canceled over that book or something. It was
that said nearly 9,000 ratings and it's 3.28 out of 5.
Wow. There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Green is your 4 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in 1 sec.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King now, Fox 35 Storm Center. Want to update you as we approach midday. Freshen up the forecast details for your Wednesday ahead. Hope you're off to a good start so far. Mix of sun and clouds. A hot one for you. Mid-upper 90s for highs. Got a heat advisory going strong till 7 o'clock tonight. Rain chances fire off after about 2 p.m. 60% covered. Scattered showers and storms. Rain wraps up through about 9-10 tonight. Lows down to 77. Rain chance late at 30%. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa Hoagie Fest is back, and they're celebrating 15 years of hoagie love with $5 shorties and $6 classics in any variety. Gotta have a Wawa.
In fact, let me tell you something, guys. When it comes to your health, early detection does save lives. I'm kind of experiencing that right now. And on the texting service, we've experienced it a number of times. People saying, hey, man, thanks for turning me on to Life Imaging FLA. Found out problems that could have been dire. But thanks to that free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA, I now can form a plan. And, guys, let me tell you, the information, when you have it and you go into your doctor's office, at least my doctor, was absolutely fascinated by all the information I had about my health. And now I've got the appointments that I need based on this scan I got from Life Imaging FLA. Right. That free heart scan is almost impossible to ignore. I got the beginnings of diverticulitis, got some swollen prostate issues, but that allows me to form that healthcare plan with my primary care physician to attack those issues head on. That's exactly what I'm doing, and that's what you can do right now at Life Imaging FLA with that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That is a $699 value. Be proactive, not reactive about your healthcare. And when you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Do not wait another minute. Make that very important appointment today. And remember, you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Howdy, partner. Do you or someone you know have what it takes to be the next Miss River Ranch? I'm Jackie Siegel, and I'll be hosting Monsters in the Morning at the Westgate River Ranch Saloon Friday, July 7th at 8:30 p.m. to crown the next Miss River Ranch. For more information, follow me at therealqueenofversailles.com, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, therealqueenofversailles.com, Instagram, or Facebook. We'll see you there.
Summer at Racetrack. The sun's out and savings are in. We've got the deals to keep you deal-lighted all summer long. Stop in and buy any 20-ounce bottle of soda and sip on another for only $1. But the party doesn't stop there. Snag one slice of pizza and get another for only $1. More soda and more pizza. Saving money never tasted so good. Now that's how you make summer delightful. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. Restrictions apply. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details.
I had this receding hairline, and I've tried a lot of these other products, and nothing really seemed to work. And I was introduced to Harem, and, after 3-4 months, I started seeing some new hair growth, especially where, in that receding hairline area. And my receding hairline is now no longer receding. My wife, she loves it. She says I look younger, and I'm telling all my friends about it. Product works great. It's making my hair a little bit darker. There's no chemicals in this. It's all natural, and I love it.
Made for men and women, Harem repairs and nourishes the scalp, which is the foundation for healthier hair. This in turn activates dormant hair follicles, which results in new hair growth. Harem treats receding hairlines, the crown of the head, and thinning hair. For a natural solution to regrow thicker, healthier hair, go to greatlifenow.com. Use code XM15 to get 15% off plus free shipping. Go to greatlifenow.com. greatlifenow.com.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
O'Reilly. Does your vehicle have over 75,000 miles? Get maximum high-mileage engine protection with Syntec Full Synthetic High-Mileage Motor Oil exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec High Mileage and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $34.99. Limit supply. Ask for Syntec High Mileage at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Check it out.
You lifted your car?
Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassie's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Think about it. Without the OJ trial, we would have never had the Kardashians, which we probably wouldn't have Cardi B. I mean, what would the succession of pop culture be without... Hey, Twitter world. I love that. I don't know if he's guilty. Do you?
I don't know, but your wind chime was a bit too much, buddy. Did you hear that thing going crazy in the background?
I think we're hitting him in the head.
All right, 407-916-1041. If you'd like to leave one of those, that's called a talkback, and it's easy. Get the iHeartRadio app, which is free, by the way. Just download it to your phone. You should have it already because it's incredible. I use mine every single day of my life. Once you get it, go to Real Radio. You'll see the app there, and just use that little microphone to send a comment on down the line. Very easy to do.
And it really gets around, like if you ever have like static issues and stuff like that over the air, when you get it on the app, it takes all of that stuff out of it, cleans it up.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Yeah.
Text us.
That's what I find when I live out of my area. I listen to my favorite station. I can't get it in where I live. So I have to get it on the app.
I am Jim, Deb, and Jack, and Ross are here as well. Anybody a Roseanne fan?
I mean, personally or the show?
Well, I mean, just her as a person. Well, the show was pretty funny. I mean, I think the show Roseanne was the closest adaptation of a true American family that I had seen represented in a sitcom.
Nah, that was All in the Family.
You think so? I didn't think All in the Family was. I thought still it was a little more bombastic than a normal life was. I thought that Roseanne really shared what the real, actual American kind of family looked like. I mean, the house wasn't always perfectly clean. Nobody ever looked it perfectly. The kitchen was a little bit of a mess sometimes.
I remember the house being filled with wood.
Yeah.
Like wood panels.
But it looked like a real house that people had lived in. Not like the Cosby house or Family Ties. Those houses looked perfect all the time.
It had that certain level of dysfunction that we all have.
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought it was fairly representative. Well, Roseanne, of course, has had her troubles. And so she went and did the podcast with Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
Who we just saw a couple weeks ago. Did a good job. Pretty darn funny. Did you guys hear about the comments?
Yeah.
No. So during the podcast, she said, nobody died in the Holocaust either. That's the truth. And then on top of that, she doubled down. I'll read it in it's exactly how it's written. During a podcast interview with comedian Theo Vaughn, Roseanne Barr recently said, quote, nobody died in the Holocaust either. Quote, that's the truth. As if casual Holocaust denial wasn't horrific enough for the Jewish actor and comedian, she immediately doubled down and escalated to say, it should happen, though. 6 million Jews should die right now because they cause all the problems in the world, but it never happened. She said that out loud into a recording device.
Well, so there's a couple of things to this. So I was very surprised that then Theo defended those comments.
Oh, I didn't hear that part of it.
And I guarantee you we have a text about to be sent to us saying they were taken out of context. I've watched that whole 10-minute clip to see what people were talking about.
Was it taken out of context?
There is a narrative of what you can't say anymore.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
However, you remember that part when you said you doubled down?
Yeah.
You remember? It's weird. It's a really weird thing. It's an awful thing to say into a mic, even if you are
joking.
I don't even understand the joke. It wasn't a joke. It was kind of poking at
trying to make a point.
What you can't do, because when you say the wrong thing, then you get canceled. And then when you say that, that's a great example of you're gonna catch heat. I don't understand how I was very surprised that Theo defended the comments by going, this has been taken way out of context. And I was like, I think you're interviewing a Looney Tune.
That's crazy, because I did read this. This is a USA Today story. Somebody's calling me out on the texting service saying it was a bit.
Yeah, go back and tell me what the bit was.
And truthfully, I mean, to their credit, I did not hear the interview. I read the story, just giving USA Today credit enough to tell the entire context, and obviously they did not. And they said it was a bit called...
Well, in the defense of USA Today, it's really hard to find the bit.
Yeah, really?
At least to me.
So that must not have been a bit then, because if it was just a bit, why would you take it down?
Well, they're talking because you have a complete sentence that are saying that nasty of the definition of that sentence is really gnarly and awful to be put on such a massive platform. That's why I got struck down. But for me, I've watched it. I heard that defense. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see it. And it just seems like a crazy person off of their rocker.
That's interesting, because I mean, even in the context of saying that, because I mean, it's not like Theo steers away from controversy. He said some pretty controversial stuff on stage in Tampa. Matter of fact, it's so funny. He like has this obsession with wanting to say the N-word. And because he mentions it a lot. He talked about it at least 3 or 4 times in his act, in an hour and 15-minute act about saying the N-word. And he actually said to the audience, he goes, "Hey, where are you from?" And then I think he makes up a lot of these stories that he tells so that he can get a joke out. Like, oh, I went to high school with this kid who did this. And if you notice, like, he has a lot of those. I mean, no one human being at that age could have encountered that many people that provide you that many stories. You have to assume at least some of it is made up. And in the context of that, he goes, any Nicaraguans in the house? And because somebody said they were from Venezuela. Any Nicaraguans in the house? And he goes, oh, yeah, that's where my Nick Gars. What's up to my Nick Gars? As if he was shortening the word Nicaraguan so he could kind of say a word that was similar to the N-word. And I was like, man, that seems like a long way to go to be able to say an abbreviated or truncated or portmanteau of two words to kind of come up with a word that's similar to the N-word because you feel like you need to say that on the stage. I just found that a little bit odd.
I like Theo.
I do too.
I think he's definitely found his groove when it comes to podcasting. Those podcast clips go viral every other hour. But it's hard for me to side on Theo on this one and going, this was a bit, it was taken out of context. It's like, well, okay, you don't get to say anything and then wrap it up with, we were joking.
Right.
Especially when the responsibility of that platform of being legit one of the biggest comedians on the planet.
Oh, that's interesting because the texting service is like, they're on me. They're like saying, hey, you got to see the whole thing, as if it's defensible in the sense that you should say it at all. I mean, I get that it was a bit, but if somebody asked me about that, like, hey, what are the things you can't say on the radio? There's no way in a second that I would say, oh, by the way, you can't say this. And then say the Holocaust was fake or nobody died, but they should die.
Yeah,
oh, you definitely can't say that. You definitely can't say, I think the 6 million Jews should have been killed, but they weren't.
And then it gets real murky when within the bit you go, it's true.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's
like, all right, then what do you want me, how, as the audience member of this video, how do you want me to take this then? Because I'm confused.
And it says here that like the YouTube took it down. So, and again, just defending myself on pulling the story and talking about it, YouTube took it down. So, if it was just a comedy bit that was harmless, out of context, taken by USA Today out of context, YouTube would have kept that up then, right? Because they have a lot of edgy comedy up.
They do. They have
a lot. You can see a lot of edgy comedy using the N-word over and over again, talking about very sensitive things. But they took this down, so obviously maybe it wasn't that big of a joke. But I guess Elon Musk came out immediately and said comedy is safe over on Twitter, and then reposted it or put it up there or offered to put it up there or something.
Yeah. There's not that much laughing within the clip itself. It's not
funny.
It's odd. I think even in the clip you can go, Theo is confused. I think there is a moment where he goes, "What are you? Oh, okay, that's what you're saying." Like
almost to save her ass?
Kind of a little bit. At least that's what I felt like when I saw it. And then there's the whole part where it doesn't stop. You can rattle off an example, sure, of what you can't say, but then you kept going, and then you said it's true, and then you wrap it up with that's something that you can't say. It's like, well, I think that it's just weird. She's a Looney Tune, and a great example of why, like, cool, you have a great resume. But that's in the past. Where are you at now? You're taking Ambien and saying that's what made you racist.
And somebody and somebody said, why can't she feel that way? No person has to agree. You're 100% right. No person has to agree, and she can feel that way. The problem is you can't feel that way and say those things and be a celebrity in this country. I guess you can. You can be a politician.
You have to accept the response.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there will be one.
All right.
I missed it. I wasn't here last Tuesday. Is this the What'd You Do That's New? No.
That's a good one. All right. 407-916-1041. Another keyword for you coming up right now. Pay attention. And, of course, stay by your phone.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at your normal slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon, traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash northbound on the Greenway that blocks the left lane at Landstar Boulevard. Another crash causing stop-and-go delays southbound on John Young Parkway, blocking multiple lanes at Hunters Creek Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Summer is almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great, just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
It's time to celebrate Tools Ace Hardware as they mark their 40th anniversary serving Central Florida during their anniversary sale, July 14th or July 16th at all 12 Tools locations. On July 15th only, the first 500 customers grab a free 5-gallon bucket and enjoy a 20% discount on almost everything that fits inside. Great deals on your favorite products like Milwaukee, DeWalt, Steel, and more. It's Tools Ace Hardware's 40th anniversary sale from July 14th to July 16th. Hurry in and take advantage of these limited time offers. And don't miss the Jim Colbert Show celebrating at the flagship location in Winter Garden. This offer is valid at Tools Ace Hardware locations only. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, my name's Tim Forehand. I'm a deputy sheriff. In my job, keeping in shape is important. I've tried other products to get my weight down, but nothing has worked like Android 400. In just 3 months, I've dropped 51 pounds, down from 230 to 179. Plus, the weight's come off in the stomach area. I've gone from a snug 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist, which I was in high school. I highly recommend the Android 400 to all my friends.
Guys, are you frustrated because no matter how hard you try, it seems impossible to lose stubborn belly fat? Then discover why thousands of men each month rely on Andro 400. Lose belly fat, gain energy and confidence, and feel great about yourself. Andro 400, the safe, effective, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y. Pay. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
Hey guys, Trucker Tom here. Heard from a UPS driver years ago. The reason they don't air condition their delivery vans is they don't want their drivers getting sick with something that is referred to as summertime pneumonia, from their drivers getting in and out of a cold environment into a hot environment all day long, every day. So anyhow, great show as always. Be blessed. Surf Pop out.
Thank you there, Trucker Tom. Give one honk for us. That sounds like a bunch of lawyer horse S.
I was going to say, do you believe that?
No. Not even one syllable of that.
It's like something your mom would tell you. Just
Somebody made $3 million and came up with that. Somebody made $3 million, but I got it. What we're going to say is we're actually protecting the drivers from summer pneumonia. That's overrun people. Definitely way more dangerous than heat exhaustion.
Which is funny, though, because we have had texts from surveyors saying that they sometimes, during the day will have their lunch in the truck with the air off because they don't want to go from cold to hot to cold to hot. I just think that I think every single driver, and especially those who work a physical job, should have the choice, right? If the back of the truck is 120 and you have to haul a 40-pound box through that heat up to someone's doorstep, you should have the option to get in your truck and have a little blast of cold air for a few minutes.
I wonder if landscapers do that. As when they finish a yard, do they hop in the truck and roll the windows up and get air to their next destination? Or like Deb said, do they just keep it down and hey man, I don't want to get used to this AC and then open that door and go, God damn.
Exactly.
Just kind of deal with it. Just know that when you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be sweating through your clothes at least twice until 7 o'clock that night. That's just how it is.
And that will be sweat before 8 a.m.
There's so many times where I'll be outside, I've sweat so much that I get to this weird point where I think to myself, wow, I don't think I've sweated at all today. But it's just because everything is wet.
Right.
So I'm I'm dry, and then you realize, no, I'm damp.
Well, and then what happens is this. If you the other day after golf, again, not relating golf to this, just being out in the heat, went in after my round to fill up my water jug and stood there for a second while it was filling up, and then walked outside. And then what happened was I have these awesome and one underwear. Have I told you guys?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, from Walmart.
And they're moist. They collect the moistures. When I went out, everything else was semi-dry, but my underwear was still wet but cold.
Oh.
And then it's just weird. It's like putting on a bathing suit after a couple hours.
Yeah. Your body feels bipolar.
Oh yeah. Not good.
Oh, that's a nasty feeling.
Not good.
I've done crazy things in bathrooms because of heat.
Well, you never were in costume in Universal, though. Boy, those.
Yeah, I was.
In costume?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the big ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like during the summer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like 10 minutes? That's it?
No, 20.
You're allowed to say that, huh? You don't have to say you were friends with?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are, but I do know it's hot.
There are no rules.
And those,
it's like quote a friend.
It's like 20 on, 40 off or something, right?
Yeah, it's 20 on, 40 off. In the summer, if it's under 90, then it's 30 on, 30 off. And I'll be honest with you, if it was 88, those were the worst days because
it's still hot.
91-20 is way nicer than an 88-30.
Yeah, I got you 100%.
True. Yeah,
I think of all the AC guys. When we talk about Leon and Mills and those guys, and I've met so many of their techs, And they're like, hey, if we got to go up in the attic, man, schedule us early. You don't want to be when I open up my attic door now, and it's like, well, I thought hell was below us. It is just like 140-degree air just comes piling down.
So in the thick of summer, for anybody who's ever hopped in a costume, an animated costume, the first thing you do when you show up to work is that you get all your clothes. Because you're about to run through 6 sets of clothes.
Oh, yeah.
So they give you essentially just like a T-shirt, really, shorts, and then they also give you tights. And I would always wear the tights because I just hated the feeling of that against my legs. And then you wear tights and just have that soak up the sweat.
Yeah, that way you're not soaking in other people's sweat. Because, I mean, don't they have to burn those things like once or twice a year or something? Don't they take them out and burn them?
They don't burn them until there's like a toxic thing. If like someone bled in one of them, they would burn them.
Wow. But I heard that, like, I remember hearing from a Disney employee once saying that they use them for a certain amount of time, and then after they can kind of test how bad it's inside, then they just let it rip.
Yeah.
Because it's so disgusting.
We got staff yet? Yep, we got staff. Burn it.
If the costume's looking really bad, if it's out of commission, then they'll burn it because no one else can have that costume.
Right,
Contracts were signed for that specific character only there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. One of the biggest Disney collections on Earth is going up for auction here soon. Private holder.
You can't clean those things.
No, you can't.
So, but I heard you spray them with alcohol.
Yeah. So there is a level of, there's an entire department that cleans. Costuming they are godsends.
They spray it with vodka, don't they? I remember I heard at Disney, I think one of them, at one point they sprayed it with kind of like it was almost like vodka, because when it dries, it doesn't stink, it doesn't smell.
It was a 91%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Alcohol-based solution that did a lot of the cleaning. Then you have to let it dry. And each one of those costumes, I remember when they told me how much they cost. And I was like, whoa.
5-8 grand, something like that?
More.
Oh, wow.
Depending on the costume, because it's such a small demand for these high-quality costumes to put on.
What is the worst job to have when it's hot like this? It's got to be roofer, right? Or asphalt? Asphalt. It's got to be asphalt.
Oh.
Like if you're building roads, like I got some of my family owns an asphalt company over on the coast, over in Brevard in that area there, right? And I was talking to my wife's cousin who has been working for them. The whole family works for this one paving company. And we were talking about the heat a couple summers ago when it was just brutally hot. We're having a conversation. I was like, man, how do you even keep weight on working with that asphalt? I said, how hot does that get? He drinks half a beer, then looks at me and he says, look, buddy, from about 8:30 in the morning until about 5 o'clock that night, I'm standing in 100-degree weather adjacent to boiling asphalt that I think is like 160 or 70 or 80 degrees, or maybe even hotter than that, a couple 100 degrees being laid down.
Ooh. So I asked ChatGPT worst jobs to have in a Florida summer.
Oof.
Number 5 is theme park employee.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, all that asphalt, the heat just radiates out there, and then the worst. Everybody thinks when it rains, it's going to get better.
No, well, you mentioned the AC techs. Anyone crawling around an attic?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, I didn't work the same place Ross did. I worked at a different establishment, and there you were not allowed to wipe the sweat off your face.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Really?
Yes, because you were not
That seems like a manager tripping out.
No, it was company policy. They didn't want you to look like you were uncomfortable.
Oh, wow.
Remember, you're creating a whole,
Right,
part of that whole experience
It's magical.
thing. The problem is that when you're out there playing greeter and you're wearing a, the stiffing, when they used to iron the shirts and they would put that starched white cotton shirt underneath a polyester orange jacket that would go over that.
Oh, man.
Because you didn't have enough time to change, so you had to move from. So you're standing out there in polyester in the sun, not allowed to say you're thirsty, not allowed to say you're hot, couldn't wipe the sweat.
Wow.
So what do you do? Just let it just...
You just let it. You just wait till the guest isn't there watching.
That's a way... Okay, there
What does ChatGPT say the top 4 worst jobs in the Florida heat
Gotta
are?
be landscaper.
So landscaper is number 2.
Okay.
And I don't even know if they're ranking them. I think they just rattled off.
All right.
But landscaper or gardener was number 2. Number 3 is roofer.
Yeah, that's got to be there, man.
And number 1 and number 4 are very similar, so let's just call them construction workers.
Yeah, like someone's saying they're doing fiberglass and insulation in this heat. Can you imagine it would stick to every piece of, like every sweat?
But that's why you have to cover it with insulation. You have to wear long sleeves.
I would think if you're doing construction right now, you want to be a framer and just a framer or a drywall guy. That's what you want to do under the roof, like at least protected from the rain and at least with some shade. You want to deal with that, and usually they bring those giant fans out there and at least have some air moving around.
Asphalt guy says he's done that and roofing is worse. Asphalt, you can walk away, find shade for a few. Asphalt goes down
275 to 325 degrees.
Oh my God.
So stand in front of an open oven that smells like burning rubber.
I've always loved that smell.
Do you really?
Oh my God, it makes my wife choke.
Same here. Oh.
God almighty.
But I do love the smell of jet fuel.
Yeah, we picked. Oh, really? I like that too.
Because it makes me think of traveling.
You want to think?
Gasoline and hydraulic fluid too. Sign me up.
Let me tell you something. I will tell you the weirdest smell that I love.
Uh-oh.
And I wish that she was around still, but she's not. She's passed, ironically, from cancer. But my Aunt Jeanette, my crazy cousin Rusty's mother, was one of the most beloved people in our family because she had a certain feel about her that was unusual in Palatka. You know, all the women looked a certain way. She wore like scarves, and she smoked long cigarettes, and she drove a Cadillac. There was a certain kind of elan about her or whatever.
She was fancy.
Right. And she used a Zippo lighter.
Oh, yeah.
And she smoked Winston cigarettes. And I'm telling you, when that Zippo lighter...
You can smell it instantly.
Lights that first puff.
Yep.
So that first raw cigarette smell with that vapor from the Zippo lighter.
The Ronsol.
Buddy, that
takes you right back to your childhood.
That is time warp for me. And buddy, I smelled it a lot because my girl liked to smoke. Man, that was the greatest smell. And then the inside of old Coke machines, which is also weird. All right, 407, you know what I'm talking about.
A tavern where you can walk in and smell the vinyl and the pickled eggs in the shelf behind the bar. Oh, yeah,
right,
it's a good smell right there. Pabst Blue Ribbon sign out front. Come on now.
All right, Scott Maxwell up now. Stop, you're making me horny.
Real Radio is on Instagram because why wouldn't we be? You know what? Don't answer that. At Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at your normal slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon, traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash northbound on the Greenway that blocks the left lane at Landstar Boulevard. Another crash causing stop-and-go delays southbound on John Young Parkway, blocking multiple lanes at Hunters Creek Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find it on our social media sites. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com, your direct mortgage lender. This is Brad Siebert and the team at We Are Not the Banks. They helped me with my refi several years ago, but they also do new mortgages. Is this the year that you move into your next home, your dream home? Well, to secure the funding, WeAreNotTheBanks.com is the website to go to. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks because their sole focus is getting you the mortgage that's right for you and your new property. Whether you have good credit or even bumps in your credit, Brad and the team can work with you at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They handle all types of loans, VA, conventional, jumbo loans, even no-income documentation loans. Brad has seen it all. He's done it all. My process, my refi was great. Brad let me know everything I needed every step of the way. Quick, easy process. Got a great rate, and it was fast, too. Just go online to get started today. Get your information at WeAreNotTheBanks.com NMLS ID number 66247, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Because I don't like asking my family for help.
Because paying utility bills on time beats paying reconnection fees.
AMP's got cash advance up to $500. No credit checks. Get started at ampscot.com. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you, and no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BB. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
The Home Depot and Behr are there for pros and now offer same-day or next-day delivery on top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Get the most trusted paint brand in America delivered straight to your job site and spend less time stressing and more time painting. Contact a Behr Pro Paint Specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details. Ranked most trusted paint brand based on 2023 Life Story research.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The Dunkin' Run is here, and so are the deals. Add a $3 sausage, egg, and cheese to a medium or larger coffee. Time for a Dunkin' Run. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary.
Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
right, your 5 o'clock keyword is pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for a chance at $1,000. Pay is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross.
It's true.
And every Wednesday at 5:20, this guy joins us. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read his words, and you can find him every day at Scott_Maxwell on Twitter. Guys, good and loud for Mr. Scott Maxwell.
The last you on Twitter.
That was tepid. That was tepid. I would have given you more, Scott. I feel like you deserve more.
You know what? It is it's hotter than a jalapenos armpit out there. I cannot blame anybody for lacking energy this week.
Yeah, it is. It's brutal. It is really, really brutal. Listen, our hearts go out. Everybody has to work outside or do those jobs out there. And we just asked, the hardest jobs, and people just filled it up. Like, man, it's just absolutely dreadful out there right now.
And we would light a candle for them, but candles provide just too much heat.
Exactly.
And you know what? I think normally Central Floridians we're pretty hardy folk. I mean, all of us have been here certainly 2 or 3 or 4 5 decades, right? So
Yes.
at least we know what we signed in for. We're kind of a soup bowl. I mean, when I first moved down here, and that was 25 something plus years ago, I have to admit I looked at the map and I said, "What the hell did I just sign up for?" Like that whole damn state is coastline, right? And we picked the one part that's like this is the part we live in, the part of the state that when the colonialists were battling with the Native Americans, they were like, "You know what? You guys can have that. We don't.
We're good.
We don't want. Yeah,
We're
that's
good.
fun. That's all you. That and the Everglades. They were like,
Right.
just take that. You want, but this is a new kind of nasty this summer.
Oh, yeah. It is. Like my wife said it yesterday. She goes, I just simply don't remember the heat radiating up into my face. I mean, usually you can feel it down your shoulders, but it is omnipresent these days.
Yeah, you have to take a shower just walking from your car to your house and right now. So, but anyway, I don't blame anybody for lacking energy, and I'm glad Jack is back. I understand. I listened to his recap at the beginning of the show up in my home state. Sounded like good times.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good time up there,
North
man.
Carolina is a nice place. You get a lot of diversity
But
there.
you're a coastal Carolina person. You're not really a holler Carolina person. And there are two completely different Carolinians in there, buddy.
Like I said, you get a lot of diversity there.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Yeah, the more you go west.
Yeah, no, I'm from the middle of the state with the Piedmont, the foothills, as it were, and you are right that that's sort of the higher ed, sort of the Research Triangle Park area. But man, you could throw a dog bone and hit a moonshine still from where I grew up. I mean, you only had to drive 10 minutes, and you were in Hicksville, and that's where a lot of people went to my high school. So there was a lot of diversity.
But the good thing is, even the hollers in North Carolina are nice compared to the ones in West Virginia. There's some really beautiful. North Carolina is like one of those. It's literally almost a perfect state in between, like for climate and for what things to do. That's why Charlotte is growing exponentially, man. You look at the map and how that place is going up. All those little towns around North Carolina are just exploding. South Carolina the same way, man. Greenville's going crazy.
And the diversity, what Jack's talking about, up in the mountain communities, you can sort of drive through downtown, and on one side of the street, there's a couple of cousins getting married, and on the other side, you can buy Indian dream catchers. It's a patchouli shop.
So Scott, I'm very curious. You're from North Carolina. Do you know the rapper Petey Pablo?
I do not.
All right. He made a North Carolina anthem, and I was curious to see if you rocked out to it.
Yeah. But when you do, you have to take your shirt off and swing it around your head.
Like a helicopter.
That's how we didn't wear our shirts much. We drove around without tops, heading out to the lake. It was sort of like what Kid Rock sings about. That was my teenage high school years.
Right. So. Ball what's a ball it is, buddy. All right. So it's interesting. I read the story that you sent me over today about the Seminole tribe thing. Okay, so it's interesting, Scott. When I have a love-hate relationship with your columns, and I'll tell you why I love-hate them, right? So I love the fact that you find this stuff out, but I hate the fact that it seems so transparently abnormal, but yet nothing is ever written about it other than you and some other people are like, oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the Seminoles are creating a monopoly for sports betting, and it shouldn't be that way because really there's no other business that operates like that. And then you start looking at the donations, and it becomes pretty evident that right in front of everybody's face, that you can find out publicly with no problem whatsoever that this is happening. It's not like it's it's a theory. This is happening, and it genuinely is amazing. It is.
I actually agree with you on this one. And the reason I wrote about this one is because of what you just said. This one is so transparent. There's no question about what's going on here. I'm writing about it because you may have seen there was another court ruling that put the basically the Seminole Hard Rock gives them the right to a statewide monopoly. Once again, not just on tribal lands, but they would be the only company allowed to offer online sports betting in the entire state of Florida. And my argument, and I think you know where I come from, I believe online sports betting should be legal.
100.
I think it should be just balls to the wall, open market, legal. I don't think it's any of government's damn business to tell you what you can do with your own money inside the own four walls of your own house. I mean, if you want to bet big or piss it away, whatever, that should be your right. It's also, by the way, sports betting is legal in the vast majority of American states already, like 35, 30, 37, like that, something like that. And by the way, we got gambling all over the state. I mean, we got a state-run lottery. We got casinos everywhere.
Yeah, these dog tracks have poker rooms. I mean, there's two of them up in. There's one in Port Orange, one in Daytona. You can go to Tampa. You can play in a lot of card rooms. Over in Melbourne, Club 52 is a card room. That's gambling. I mean, and those, by the way, those rooms also have like table games. It's not just like poker anymore.
That's right.
They have all kinds of, I mean, it's like a normal thing. Now, again, the way they finance that is different. The way the pots are paid out is different, but it doesn't matter. And the one thing I don't understand is, it's not like they don't have other companies vying for this business. I mean, just FanDuel alone would want to do this. But you can see it's not an open market, and that's what I don't understand. How do you pass legislation to create a non-open market? Like what he said in the article was perfectly right. According to this, I could sit on New Smyrna Beach and make a bet on my phone with their app, right? And the way that this law is written, it would be it would be considered you sitting on tribal lands.
Correct.
To make that bet when you're really not. It's not. That's not even close to being accurate, but that's how the law is written. So the law in itself is complete. Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Yes. The tribe. The tribe and the politicians agreed to argue that if you're in Pensacola or New Smyrna or Key West and placing a bet on your app, on your phone, that you're not actually betting in any of those places. That because the computer servers are housed on tribal land, you are placing your bet on tribal land. And the opponents of this, which by the way included like FanDuel and these other companies, argued it was legal fiction. That was the phrase they used. And because it is. I mean, anybody knows that. And the first court agreed with them, but then an appellate court looked at it, and they weren't really trying to dive into whether that was legal fiction. They were just trying to decide, does this violate the federal law, Indian Gaming Regulatory Act? And they said it did not. So now it's going to go back to more court. But to your point, in my estimation, politicians could have done one of three things. They could have legalized sports betting in general, which is what I think they should have done. Thrown the market wide open, let everybody who wants to compete go for it. They could have allowed the Seminole tribe to operate sports books inside its casinos on tribal land. That's the way they already do. They have blackjack, they have slot machines. You could go, if you wanted to go to a sports book on the tribal casino, just like you do in a Vegas casino, that would be consistent and that would be logical. Or if these guys really believe that sports betting is evil, they could have just stood firm and kept sports betting out altogether. Instead, what they did was they approved this deal that granted an exclusive right to the Seminole tribe to the statewide betting. And what I was tracking down is looking at the money, and the money on this thing is massive.
It's
and
bananas.
I'll just give you, I'll give you a few.
It's bananas.
Yeah. So, and it's on both sides, and that's what makes it. I'll talk about that in just a second. So they gave about $200,000 to the Republican Party of Florida right before the governor went in to sign the compact and the legislature approved it. And $200,000 is not nothing, that's something, but that is absolute chump change compared to what followed. As they got ready to fight this in the courts and the state, and they had to decide whether they wanted to continue. First, the tribe gave. Let's see, it was $200,000, another $200,000 to the state GOP, then $250,000, then $1 million. They gave DeSantis political committee 2 separate checks for $1 million each. No matter how much money you're taking in, $2 million is a lot. And this is all sort of before and after they signed this compact granting this monopoly. And then just put the icing on the cake, what I found interesting is Democrats actually united with Republicans to grant this monopoly. Democrats don't have the power, as I've said before, to pass gas in Tallahassee, but they did vote with them. And so to reward the Democrats, the tribe cut checks to much smaller ones to the Democrats, $25,000, $75,000, $100,000 to the party. That's the part where you can basically say the jig is up. Like there's complete transparency because you don't give to the two opposing parties who agree and who are fighting for completely opposite things unless you're rewarding or expecting them to do your bidding. And that's pretty obvious what happened.
Now let me ask you, Scott, because it's very interesting. What is in it for them? Like, why would Republicans and Democrats work hand in hand? Republicans, if I added up here, got about $3 million from these guys. Why would they work hand in hand for this when it's really not? Again, it's not open business. Does the state get a cut of all this action?
They absolutely get a cut of all the action. And they would point to that and say that the Seminole Tribes Compact gets the state, I think, a guaranteed $2.5 billion. And that sounds great if you end the sentence there. But they could do the exact same thing for FanDuel or Barstool or anybody else who they were opening up. They could demand the same sort of cut, and I would argue you'd get a bigger cut if you were opening it up to more companies to compete for your dollars. And that's the thing. Yeah. When it comes to gamblers, they're the ones who lose out. If you've only got one set of betting lines to choose from, it's not going to be as good for the player or the bettor as it is for anybody else.
So obviously they're just paying for the right to not have competition is what seems to be happening here, right?
That's right. And there's all sorts of stupid laws surrounding gambling. I mean, what happens to I think the tribe should be able to do whatever they want on their land. I mean, as you know, they have slot machines, they have blackjack, and they have card games, but they're not allowed to have roulette or craps, for instance. That's stupid. I mean, if you have a casino gambling, you should have casino. I think if they want to have sports betting on their tribal land, but you shouldn't be able to authorize it for the entire state. And by the way, I haven't even mentioned anything about the fact that just 4 years ago, this entire state voted on an anti-gambling expansion amendment. Though it was very clear, it said no class 3 gaming, which includes sports betting, should be expanded of any kind without the voters' permission. That did not happen with this compact. And that's what the federal court, even while saying, okay, we're not going to invalidate this, they said this may have to go back to a state court because we're not sure how that passes muster over there.
Talking to Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel.
And if you're talking about like monopoly and wiping out, the competition, what I find interesting is that the competition is kind of just different. Right now in Florida, I can do prop bets. I can't put money on a team. Not that I'm aware of.
But you can put it on a player.
I can put it on a player. I can go ahead and then get an IP address scrambler that makes me sound like I'm in Georgia or wherever, and then I can gamble that way. What I'm trying to say is that, like, the ship is sailing. You guys you had your opportunity to snap up everybody, then it got shut down, and a lot of people like me went, well, I'll figure it out.
But what they did is, Scott is 100% right. What they did by allowing only one person into the game is they ruined their ability to negotiate rates for the state. I mean, making $2.5 billion sounds great, but I mean, obviously, if the state's making $2.5 billion, the Indian tribes are making a lot of money as well. That's fine. I mean, that's their business, and that's fine. But the point being, $2.5 billion may not be enough. I mean, if you're able to tax at a rate and have that go, hey, look, this is what it's going to cost, and when FanDuel comes in and goes, well, I'll tell you what, we'd like a piece of that action, and we'll even give you a little bit more. How about that? And then you have no leverage when you do this. There's no negotiating it. That's, of course, if you want to negotiate.
Right, because what they did get was more personal campaign contributions.
That's right.
And whether the state could have made more, they know they made enough.
Right.
For themselves.
Right.
And the tribe is just making bank, and and good for them for doing it. My contention on this was the tribe got greedy. The tribe could have had a deal that allowed them to do their roulette, allowed them to do craps, and allowed them to do sports betting at all of their properties, but they just couldn't help themselves. They're like, yeah, but we want to do it in Pensacola, Daytona, St. Augustine, and everywhere else, and that's where they got into trouble. I agree with what Ross just said, that this ship has sailed, and the best evidence that the ship has sailed is something we talked about, you may remember, about a year ago, when Disney basically flipped on this. Disney, for its existence, has been theoretically opposed to gambling. The only cruise line, for instance, that doesn't have a casino, they said it was, I think the quote was, antithetical to their family-friendly brand. And as soon as sports betting got legalized in about the 35th state, the head of Disney was like, yeah, we'd actually like a piece of that.
Put 50 on the Reds. How much?
Scott, before you, as a journalist, and which, we know what kind of guy you are, high level of integrity. Do you feel that it would be appropriate for you to, when you write about the Seminole Casino, to discuss how much money you personally have exchanged with the Seminole tribe
Yes, Scott,
over the years?
Full transparency is very important here.
On
I feel like, this
ahead?
topic. They're ahead. This topic, that's why I was going to say, this topic alone, I think, proves my ethics more than anything else, because I want things. I would love to have everything free from the Seminole tribe.
Right.
I would love to have everything I wanted at the Hard Rock. I'd love to win at the Hard Rock. A, I do not get those perks, and B, I am down.
Yeah. It does say right here in the article, I didn't even read this, it says of the $2.5 billion, 100K of that is Scott Maxwell. It says it right there. Hey, tell me about I read the hub and spokes theory in this thing. Tell me about the hub and spokes theory, because that seems to be one of the laughable things that gets mentioned when defending this legislation.
Yeah, so they say it's, as you said, a hub and spokes model. And if you ever listen to the politicians or the tribe, they'll say that expression like 75 times. The hub and spokes model. It's a hub and spokes model. And by what they mean, they mean the hub is the server located on tribal land. The spokes, I guess you're a spoke and I'm a spoke. Anybody who uses the app in another part. But they say it so often that I think they are expecting people to believe that it's a real thing. And my contention, as I wrote in the thing, that it's like just making up something, like telling a judge that you didn't steal, you used the spaghetti noodles and pasta spoon model of redistributing wealth. Okay. It's the noodle and spoon method. Yeah, they just said it, but legal fiction is the word that the opponents argued, and that the first court agreed with them on.
So what would, go ahead, well, real quick, what would it take to fix this? Like, I mean, what would it take to open this back up to, does FanDuel have to sue? But they already sued. Appellate court kind of upheld the decision from the initial court. Is there any other movement on this? Any other action from them to get back into that world?
Absolutely. And it's actually the plaintiffs in this suit are actually some other casinos in the state. There's also been legal complaints from the online sports betting companies, but they are probably going to sue the No Casinos group that helped pass that anti-gambling amendment a few years ago, which I was not in favor of, which, by the way, Disney teamed up to help support to the tune of millions of dollars, because they didn't want to compete with the entertainment dollars, not because they're opposed to gambling, which they'd like to get in on the other end.
Right.
It's all, so it's all money. It's all follow the money on all this stuff. But yes, the lawsuits are probably going to continue at the state level. If I was in the legislature and I was the tribe, I would just re-ink a new contract that goes ahead and greenlights everything else they want on tribal land. They would get everything they want. And then if you want to hash out the rest of the state market, but really, I think any true free market, any open enterprise supporter would say, let's give the tribe the permission to what they want on their land. And then let's discuss how we want to open up the market for the rest of the state by letting anyone who wants to compete in there.
Scott, in this world of legal fiction where they say because the servers are on tribal land, you as a user, let's say in Orlando, you are on tribal land if you're making an online bet, right?
Correct.
What is the rationale or justification that limits it to Florida? Why can't I be in Georgia and be on tribal land because I'm making a bet on my phone the same way?
That's not the Seminoles, buddy. Come on.
But you are exactly right. Another way I was thinking about it, Jack, is if that logic takes place, why couldn't you do all gambling on your phone? Why couldn't I bet slots? Why couldn't I do video blackjack and everything else on my phone if the servers are on the Seminole land? I think that argument would appear. I think Jim, though, got it the right answer. The Seminole doesn't have the same relationship with the federal government that they do with this governor and legislators from both parties, so they haven't been able to make that dog hunt.
Hey, out of curiosity, and we got to go here for a second. When politicians are asked about these donations and the coincidence of the legislation passing,
there is no coincidence.
I was saying that sarcastically. The illogical. What are the answers there? Do they just go back to the hub and spoke thing? I mean, when you say, "Hey, look, it seems like you guys got like a $3 million from the Seminole tribe, and then they got the legislation they want," it seems like that. Tell me where I'm wrong. What's the answer to that?
The answer is no one can buy my vote is usually what they will say. I can't stop anyone from making a donation. Or on several occasions, I've asked a politician, you did this for this lobbyist and he gave you $10,000, to which the politician will say, well, if you think my vote can't be bought for $10,000, which I always view as sort of an advertisement
Right, yeah.
to somebody to say, okay, it's higher than $10,000 for the next one.
We're setting the tone, guys.
Yeah, the true response that if they were honest, they would go, yeah, but what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
right.
There's nothing
Well,
you're
this
gonna
one
do.
is, this one is pretty honest. Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. All right, buddy. Good job as always. There he is, Scott Maxwell. Good and loud, guys.
Good talking to you.
Today, tomorrow, and of course, you can read him on Sundays, and every single day you can read his stuff. It's Scott_Maxwell on Twitter. Buddy, have a good weekend. We'll see you soon.
Take care, guys.
You got it, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Vision Institute.
Anthony Parker will oversee the next phase of the Magic's rebuild. The longtime Orlando executive was promoted to general manager today. Former Florida quarterback Jalen Kidna pleaded guilty today to 2 misdemeanors. That's in a deal that saw prosecutors drop felony child pornography charges. And 3 people are now under arrest in London after they disrupted matches at Wimbledon with on-court climate change protests. I'm Scott Davidson.
LASIK is more affordable than you think. Right now at the LASIK Vision Institute, they're offering $1,000 off their Wave Light Laser when treated in July. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. Visit getlvilasik.com for details.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes are the window to your world. That's why I would never in a million years consider Discount Surgical Center for LASIK vision correction. When my son and my father-in-law both started having trouble with their eyes, blurry, can't see, can't focus, I told them, guys, look, the Filatowski Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery, can help. I trust them implicitly. You're in good hands. These guys have tons of experience, over 65,000 of these surgeries in Central Florida over the last 30 years. They certainly can take care of you, and they use the latest state-of-the-art technology, fast recovery times, most people back to work the very next day. That's exactly what my father-in-law and my son experienced. It was an amazing rebirth almost for those guys. Just incredible what it does for your life. Start seeing the way you were meant to, not fuzzy, not with glasses, not with contacts. Contact the Filatowski Eye Institute simply by texting 1041 to 868686 and schedule that consultation today. Find out what they can do for you. They even have 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, it's easy. Schedule that consultation by texting 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
It's summer at Racetrack. Grab one slice of pizza and get the second for only $1. Buy one, get one for $1 pizza? Oh yeah, it's a delightful summer. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. Buy one, get one for $1. See store for details.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great, just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Fall semester is right around the corner. Luckily, IKEA is your one-stop shop to make the most out of your new college living space. Put your best foot forward without stepping on any toes with hangable shoe storage. Spend more time hitting the books and less time searching for them with customizable shelving. Plus, find comfy bedding and colorful decor to add your own splash of style. Visit your local IKEA store or ikea-usa.com/readyforcollege today. Getting into college was tough enough. Make move-in day a breeze.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Celebrate freedom on your free iHeartRadio app. The freedom to stream your favorite station from anywhere. The freedom to hear the artists you love on demand. And the freedom to binge the biggest podcasts of the summer. Take what you love everywhere you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert.
We always tell people who win concert tickets to give us an update on the show. Nobody ever does, except this guy who just texted in and said, "Hey guys, wanted to tell you, won tickets to see Peter Frampton a couple weeks ago. My wife and I went, and the guy can still rock."
Oh, that's cool.
That's great. Actually, somebody else I know, buddy of mine, Paul, went to see Frampton over there and said the same thing, said he killed it. Said the show was great, sounded amazing. Which is kind of cool. The guy's pretty old, like 77 or 8 years old.
We got a lot of pictures from that show on the Real Radio Facebook page.
There you
too,
go, 407 916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Look at it, Gleck. Look at it, Gleck.
Our train is back.
It is.
I have a pair of tickets to see the Matchbox 20. I apologize for putting the in front of that.
At least you knew.
As soon as I said it. A pair of tickets to see Matchbox 20 Saturday, July 8th at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater down in Tampa. I also have a beautiful pair of tickets to go see the Orlando Pride versus the OL Reign this Friday, July 7th at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. If you've got a move coming up, call them. They can handle it local, long distance, residential, or commercial. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show because that will get you a discount. Book them today, Dano, at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Good to have all of us back. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
Oh, darling.
Thank
Sounds so sincere.
By the way, Matchbox 20, it's kind of a homecoming show for them. Rob Thomas spent a lot of his time as a young man in Tampa, sleeping on various park benches as he made his way through the music business. So go check him out. It's a good band, by the way. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Let's welcome Jim.
Jim,
Ooh.
right there on
Jim
line
with
4.
Jim.
Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, Jimmy.
Good. Want to play a little game with us?
Absolutely.
Let's do it then, buddy.
Want to play a game?
All right, Jimbo, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can sniff out the lie, I will send you to the sauce jar. Maybe off to see a good show. Maybe off to see some soccer. Are you ready?
All set.
Here we
never
go.
do that. Never sniff a microphone.
Yeah, I was about to say. I
Yeah.
hope
Never,
everyone really
ever.
acknowledges.
That's a bold move.
Never, ever do that again. All right.
Who did that?
I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dumber than a box of rocks.
You got
On
mouth-
this day in 1811, 1811, Venezuela declared its independence from Spain.
All right.
Here are 3 fun facts about Venezuela and one highly inflated lie. Number 1. Venezuela has the tallest sandstone mountain in the world, oh man, let me try to
Oh,
make sure I
get
get
that buzzer ready, Jack.
Mount Roraima at 9,200 feet. Number 2, Venezuela translated means Little Venice. Number 3, in Venezuela you can choose when your children go to school, morning, afternoon, or night. Or lastly, in 1863, Venezuela was the first modern country to abolish the death penalty for all crimes. Which one of those is a lie, buddy?
How about number 3?
No, number 3 is absolutely true, unfortunately. In Venezuela, you can choose when your children go to school, whether it be morning, afternoon, or night. Not bad there, huh?
Yeah, no.
Who's next, buddy?
Talk about school choice.
Come on down. Let's welcome Sharisa.
Sharisa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. We're talking about the country of Venezuela. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, Venezuela has the tallest sandstone mountain in the world, Mount Roraima, at 9,246 feet. Number 2, Venezuela translated means Little Venice. Or lastly, in 1863, Venezuela was the first modern country to abolish the death penalty for all crimes.
Number 2.
No, number 2 is absolutely true.
Oh.
Venezuela, because it's got that one area there. It's like a city with water. I never even knew that about that.
I did not either.
And as I was researching it, I was like, wow, that looks kind of cool. If you didn't get murdered every 21 minutes there, I would go.
Thank you, Maduro.
Yeah.
Odd time frame.
Who goes?
Let's welcome Scott.
Scott right up top. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Good. Got a 50-50 shot here. We're talking about the country of Venezuela. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, Venezuela has the tallest sandstone mountain in the world, Mount Roraima, at 9,246 feet. Or lastly, in 1863, Venezuela was the first modern country to abolish the death penalty for all crimes.
Let's go with the first one.
Yeah, that's the one, buddy. You're a winner.
Yay!
There you go. Mount Rumba or something like that is the tallest sandstone mountain. Not far behind this, though. It's one of the biggest.
All right. Well, there you go.
And it is true. Venezuela was the very first modern country to abolish the death penalty for all crimes. And, buddy, let me tell you, when you read about Venezuela, you learn some crazy S. It's crazy. Let's learn some more about Venezuela before we get over to Ross Thoughts. Venezuela's nickname is Land of Grace. All right. Venezuela has had 6 Miss Universes and 5 Miss Worlds. And actually, one of those Miss Universes, I believe, ran for president. She didn't make it, but it wound up being a mayor or a governor of one of the areas there. The largest lake in South America is in Venezuela. Lake Maracaibo is also one of the oldest lakes in the world, forming over 20 million years ago.
Whoa.
In Venezuela, 2015 was a very, very, very bad year. They were the most dangerous country on the earth, with 1 murder every 21 minutes.
Ah, wow. It was odd because it was accurate.
Every 21 minutes. That means when we do this show, 3 people, so 12 people would have died while doing the show. Like 12 people would have been murdered in that country, just like.
And it happened like that.
Oh, yeah.
Maduro moved in, and it happened like that.
Yeah.
You had people flooding over the border into Colombia and Brazil. People that, were professional, had great jobs. And
what I don't understand about, by the way, I'll do this last one real quick. Gasoline is how much a gallon in Venezuela?
39 cents.
No, it's way more. It's like $15.
Yeah, I was going to go $20.
It's 6 cents a gallon.
Whoa.
Because you got to remember, they're sitting on 303 billion barrels of oil.
Oh, that's right, but no one can afford to eat or drive.
It's the largest known oil reserve on Earth right now. Not to mention, they're sitting on a ton of iron ore, a ton of gold, and other natural resources as well. A lot of natural gas, tons of natural gas. And that's why I don't understand. How do they have all of that, and then everybody in the country is dirt poor? Like, it is, the inflation there is at 400% or 500%.
Because of Maduro.
It's insane.
I mean, he came in, he took over the country, the military took over the country, and now you can't get a bottle of shampoo.
It's unbelievable, man.
Where before, it was like it was like a normal country.
You start reading about it, you're right. And this is actually relatively recent.
Yeah.
Like, when you talk about the days in Venezuela before, it sounded like a paradise. Thoughts?
Yes. I went gambling a lot.
I like this.
This past weekend.
I like this.
But it was somebody very special to us, and especially myself. It was their first time ever gambling.
Really?
And I will tell you how my mom did.
Oh, my God. Kathy Paget went gambling.
And drinks.
I saw your Instagram, by the way, with her, the laser drumsticks are the greatest.
She was she had herself a ball, and I will tell you how much she won or lost this weekend.
We'll do that next.
If we don't grow our social media following each month, our corporate overlords will take away our free coffee at work. We like our free coffee. We need our free coffee. Please follow us! Real Radio 104.1 on all social platforms is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at your normal slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon, traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash northbound on the Greenway that blocks the left lane at Landstar Boulevard. Another crash causing stop-and-go delays southbound on John Young Parkway, blocking multiple lanes at Hunters Creek Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. And right now, save 50% off any order during our July 4th sale. Blindster.com.
Hi, my name's Tim Forehand. I'm a deputy sheriff. In my job, keeping in shape is important. I've tried other products to get my weight down, but nothing has worked like Android 400. In just 3 months, I've dropped 51 pounds, down from 230 to 179. Plus, the weight's come off in the stomach area. I've gone from a snug 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist, which I was in high school. I highly recommend the Android 400 to all my friends.
Guys, are you frustrated because no matter how hard you try, it seems impossible to lose stubborn belly fat? Then discover why thousands of men each month rely on Andro 400. Lose belly fat, gain energy and confidence, and feel great about yourself. Andro 400, the safe, effective, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435.
When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An AmScott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. AmScott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Hi, my name's Charles. On my way to work, I was struck by a tractor trailer. I called attorney Glenn Klausman for help. He got me to really good doctors. I don't think it's right to be bragging on a billboard or TV about getting millions of dollars for getting hurt. However, I will say Glenn Klausman got me a great settlement quicker than I thought possible. I'm very happy with the results, and that's why I'm doing this. Call Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. His website is klausman.law.com. Car crash, call Klausman.
Office, Winter Park. Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security, and a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Today, I'm going to have a good day because I'm getting one of the new Dunkin' Wraps. They have a chorizo and egg wrap made with chorizo, scrambled eggs, and cheese that will make me forget I had to get up early for a 9 a.m. meeting. Or the chicken and roasted pepper wrap, filled with juicy chicken, roasted peppers, and cheese that will keep me smiling through my usual afternoon lull. Good food from Dunkin' can make any day a good day. New Dunkin' Wraps. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023, plus tax. Visit store for details.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey guys, talking about shows you were promoting, I did not win tickets from the station, but I did go to see the Misfits play in Tampa with Megadeth and Fear. The Misfits were awesome. Glenn Danzig was great. Jerry Ole was great. They had former drummer of Slayer, Dave Lombardo, on drums for the Misfits. And it was an awesome show.
Yeah, I had some friends. Thanks, buddy. I had some friends that went to that show. They thought it was great as well. I was an okay Misfits fan as a kid. Not tons of it. I was like a little old for that when I came into that scene.
I think the point is people really do win on the Jim Colbert show.
That's right. Jack, thanks for spinning it. I appreciate that. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird. It's funny.
Cocaine in the White House.
Sometimes. It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
What a wild time.
It's
snowing in Washington.
Yeah, Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Get yourself some elite beer. You know how hot it is. Get that blood orange wheat and thank me later. This past weekend, I just had one of truly, I didn't even consider it a vacation until like we got there and I looked at where I was.
Yeah.
And I look at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is awesome. Let's go gamble.
And you know what the funny thing is before you get into that, I want to say this because you and I were talking before the show, and you said that you kind of opened a new door in your life where you're not going to research because you didn't know anything about Lake Tahoe. You're just going to go out there, and even you're going to be out there like 5-6 days, and you didn't know anything about it, and it was like the greatest thing because you learned as you went. And there was no preconceived idea of what it could or couldn't be. I love that.
I think the cheat code of happiness is to have little to no expectations on your Monday. Just go in, don't get too hyped up for stuff because it's the, you know, it's what Ted Lasso said, it's the hope that kills you. You hope that it's good. And then when it's not exactly what you wanted it to be, then it kind of rubs you the wrong way. So that was a massive life lesson that I learned. And it was due to, honestly, laziness. I just didn't.
Right.
I wasn't passionate about this trip outside of my cousin's wedding. I love my cousin. He's super awesome. But I didn't know where I was going. But I did know it was in Nevada. And I know that Nevada has gambling.
Oh, do they ever?
They are known for it. And Lake Tahoe's on the border of California and Nevada. So throughout the entire trip, we're kind of just bouncing back from California to Nevada and all that. But first night, we go out gambling. Your boy does work.
Really?
Yeah.
What you playing, player?
I only play roulette because I don't want to stress myself out. I just want to go, yeah, let me put it on that color.
You don't have to think too much about your move.
I don't understand how all of my gambling friends, they take for granted the winning percentage that is on a roulette wheel. It's right underneath 50%.
All right.
I'm not getting right underneath 50% when I'm playing Texas Hold'em.
Right.
Because I'm not that good at it.
Right.
That 48 is going to be the highest percentage I've got of winning. First night, over 100%, started off with 80, walked away with like 165.
Damn.
Second night, same thing. Third night, I gambled 4 nights in a row via roulette, and it hit every night.
Damn.
You should move there.
I'm not going to do that. And one reason why is because I can feel the little thing in the back of my mind is like, bruh, you figured it out. And I know that in the front of my mind, I'm going, you're an idiot. You took probability and statistics in high school. That's what this is. You know your odds going into it.
Right.
And that's all. But you tell that to an entire vacation getting paid by going, I'll have the first 18, betting on the first half of the board. Or going on I was having a blast.
The big bets.
But then on the last night, because I got stuck playing fuel, it always happens. Ever since I met you guys, all of my flights suck. I'm not blaming you.
It feels like that came off like you're blaming us.
I'm just saying I don't really believe in coincidences.
Okay, good.
Who's making the emails to ruin these trips? But yeah, I had to be held over in Reno for another night to fly out at 5 in the morning. And I tell you that because the last night I really didn't want to go gambling, but it's my family. Let's go hard.
Right? Yeah, sure.
My mom expresses.
You did it for them. You took one for the team.
My mom was literally the one who walked up to my wife Olivia and was like, "I want to go to the casino. How do we make that happen?" And then my wife told me that. I didn't believe her at all until my mom was like, "Hey, let's go. I've never gambled. I want to do it." My mom caused a scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was just so many rules that she was not soaking in.
Really?
After all bets, after the
no
house,
more bets?
No more bets. You can't tell me. Don't shred on me. What is that? I live in America.
Yeah. I'm an American. I pay my taxes, kind of.
Yeah. So she's going hard. Way too hard. I have to, and now, because what happens at a roulette table, Jim? When people start yelling, people start making noise.
Oh, yeah.
The party comes.
That's right.
Now we have like a bunch of college students rooting for my mom. Let's go, Cash!
Hell yeah.
Let's go!
They walked her out on their shoulders by the end of the night.
She became friends with some guy who had a U of A shirt on, and they were talking college D1 sports for a while.
Love it.
And then when she started gambling, she lost a little bit, and then she hit a couple times. So she was up, and I told her, I said, hey, 20% up for, you had fun and you made money. Just consider wrapping it up.
Calling that good.
I know I always cut off my roulette session once I hit about 100% in the green.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 more plays because if I lose all 3, then I go back to what I started off with. If I win 2 out of 3, I'm even more in the green.
And even better for her, I mean, how many people can say their first gambling experience was a winner?
Yeah, right?
And you had a blast.
So she goes ahead. She grabs some funds, and she loses a couple times, and I see these sad puppy eyes. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think my mom's going to have fun gambling. And I told her, I said, don't put it on the numbers.
Right.
If you want to have fun, if you put it on red or black, you basically have a coin flip chance of winning.
Right.
That will be fun.
Odd, even, and then the thirds.
Yeah. So she takes my advice 3 times. She wins all 3 of those times.
Really?
Ooh. Black.
Wow.
Each time. Oh, yeah, baby!
Oh! What's that for, $10?
Oh, yeah!
She's raking in like $10.
She's high-fiving college students.
That's awesome.
And then I tell her, I'm like, Mom, this is it. You got to just end it on a high note. All on 21.
Oh, no.
What are you doing, Mom? And I'm telling her, I'm like, Mom, I get it. I am your youngest son. I'm not even your firstborn.
Right.
But this is a bad idea.
Right.
You're about to just go all the way down to 0. Don't tread on me. I'm my own adult. You can't control me. And that's an 8. She looks at me like, well, what happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
I told you what was going to happen, and it's exactly what happened. And then it got even weird because then I gave her some of my chips so she can keep playing. Back to the numbers. What are you doing here, kid? She loved it until she realized that how low of a chance you have of hitting
You need
a
that
number.
lesson. You need that kick so you understand what the other side is like.
Buddy, you should have walked her to a craps table immediately. Could you imagine her with a handful of dice at a craps table? Oh, my God. That would,
and hollering.
People will be talking about that for years.
And nobody believed her that she was sober.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't drink, right? Or
No, well, she does every now and then. She'll have a margarita every quarter.
There you go.
And when
Okay,
she
yeah,
does, man, she's through the wall. She had a margarita at my cousin's wedding and then proceeded to drum with light-up sticks for about 70 minutes. And everybody was really pumped about that. But, man, what I need you guys, though, to do for me right now is to convince me, because I think I had lightning in a bottle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what am I convincing you of?
That there's no way that I could keep winning in roulette.
Oh, no. I mean,
Not a chance. The casinos wouldn't be there if that was true.
I mean, it's you're betting the safest way you can bet at that game. I mean, that really is the safest way you can bet. I mean, you start betting the numbers, it is, I mean, it's it's 1 in 35.
But when you hit 35 to 1,
yeah,
it feels
dude,
so
nothing in the
good.
world
I've never done it because I've never put money on numbers.
Yeah, one of the greatest gambling videos of all time is that group of guys who was just about to leave the casino. They pulled all of their leftover chips together and put it on one number as they were leaving. And the stack is like 3 feet high of everything from $5 chips to $1 chips to $50 chips, and they hit.
Oh,
and they hit 35 times whatever the hell that was. It was a whole bunch.
The only thing that was a bummer out in Lake Tahoe, and you would think, what could bum me out because I'm 4 nights in the green. I just paid for this small vacation because I was like, I like odd. There was one thing missing. And that was good local beer.
Really?
I didn't really like their. I legit looked at my wife and I was like, nah, that's not Persimmon Hollow.
Man, that's really. I mean, out west is known for it too.
The beers that I tried, all the area codes that I tried, nothing like Persimmon Hollow, and that is why I'm here to tell you you can experience Persimmon Hollow beer yourself. Why? Because you're here in Central Florida. They have 5 locations, all the way from DeLand all the way down to downtown Lake Eola. Andy and Robbie, the 2 beer gods behind Persimmon Hollow beer, they are amazing people, and they are very passionate about the beer that they brew. Visit Persimmon Hollow today at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beer like I've been now for several months. Blood Orange Wheat. That's the perfect beer this summer. Make that your summer beer. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer today. Drink sensibly. but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Sorry, Mom. I burned you a piece.
All right, buddy. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Things are moving slowly on I-4 if you're traveling eastbound between US 27 and the World Drive exit, and westbound between the Beach Line and 535. Looking at a crash still causing some delays northbound on John Young Parkway that blocks the left lane between Old Winter Garden Road and Colonial Drive. If you see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area this evening, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Want to make your summer more exciting? Right now, sign up for a ViStar Rewards credit card and get up to 3 points for each dollar spent. Plus, check out the exciting new limited time offer where you could win big. Visit ViStarCU.org/summer to learn more.
Let's get you a new bathroom, courtesy of RebathMidFLA.com. These guys are right up there in Altamont Springs. Their showroom is so easy to find. It's right across from Kobe. And when you walk in, the first thing you're going to notice is like, wow, I guess these are the bathrooms. I'll choose from one of these, and they'll install it, and everything will be fine. That is not the case, actually, at all. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. What you're looking at is the products they have to offer. Their design team helps you mix all of that together to make the bathroom of your dreams. And guys, let me tell you, these products are amazing. Not only are they beautiful, they're virtually indestructible, and they're from names that you've known forever. I mean, these are names, they're common names in the bathroom business. And not to mention that, these guys do everything. So once you hire them, you don't have to hire a plumber or an electrician or anybody else. They have everything. The tubs, the toilets, the cabinetry, the lighting, the tile, it's all right there. They get it installed in just 4 to 6 days, and they do it with their employees, no subcontractors. At the end of that, lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Hop onto the website, look at the before and afters, then book your appointment, because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at RebathMidFLA.com.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pains went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Let's be real, Florida home insurance is an absolute nightmare. And with hurricane season at your doorstep, you need a home insurance company that you can depend on. That's why there's Open House. They're a tech-enabled home insurance provider that uses smart data to keep your premiums low. And you can get an obligation-free quote in seconds and join your neighbors that are saving hundreds of dollars with Open House. You can also get discounts for your smart life choices, like having a gym membership or a dog. So start saving today by going to openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouse.com insurance for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I've been asked 1,000 times, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. When I started, there were just 2 of us. Today, Morgan & Morgan has almost 800 lawyers alone. No injury firm in the country has anywhere close to that. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Reputation matters. We grew like this because we worked hard and so many former clients referred family and friends. And what I believe is the main reason is we delivered for our clients a lot. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Hope is not a plan. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung, Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days. You can save now and pay later. Southeast Steel has 0% financing available, so head into Southeast Steel, where you get the best deal.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Bank is your 6 o'clock keyword. Bank, B-A-N-K. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Bank, there you go. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hey.
And so is Jack.
Let's go.
And Ross as well. What are you doing?
Scratching something I'm not going to do on camera.
Okay, very good. All right, just keep that to yourself.
Oh, wow.
No handshake.
That was kind of cool. Wasn't there, you turd.
So
it was there.
Like I'm not a I'm not
too, man.
I'm not a conspiracy guy by any means. I usually think there's a pretty logical explanation for everything, but this is actually kind of enticing because we know Trump can't keep his mouth shut because that's 37 indictments against him for not being able to. Newsweek is now reporting that Trump told Roger Stone,
because that's who you want to know.
Right. This is Newsweek saying it, so I'm going to put it out there. This is Newsweek story. I've already screwed one up today, so I might as well go at two. Trump told Roger Stone that, quote, he wouldn't believe the classified JFK files. He said, quote, I can't tell you. It's so horrible you wouldn't believe it. Someday you'll find out.
That guy got a hold of those files, allegedly.
So
wait. So who is saying?
Trump is saying.
Okay.
Trump told Roger Stone that he, quote, wouldn't believe classified JFK files. He said, I can't tell you. It's so horrible you wouldn't believe it.
Wasn't it just recently? Maybe it was when Trump was president that they extended the blackout because I think it was
the redacting.
Yeah, like 50 years or so.
Yeah, they released a bunch of it under Clinton because Clinton went in there for it or whatever, and he wanted it released. But when they released it, it was so heavily redacted, it didn't really amount to anything, I don't believe. I don't think there are new revelations about it.
It's like they say what they're going to do, and then that's what it is? Oh, yeah, we can't tell people.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what he's saying is I saw the parts that weren't redacted.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure there's, those are copies. I mean, all the good he has access to all the good stuff, or he did.
Hey, he may still. Who knows?
I always wonder,
it's a big place down there.
Because anyone who's watched Ozark wonders what's buried up there at Bedminster.
Oh, man.
If you watched Ozark, you know.
Well, I mean, it's funny. The Bedminster thing was funny just because that's where he buried what's-her-face? Ivana. And it was just kind of funny because the first rumors, I don't know how true this is or not. I'm not, he has enough baggage that you don't need to make up any other stuff. His life is so bombastic to begin with. You don't really need to inject any more fantasy.
Like how she fell down the stairs?
Well, the fact that he buried her there for tax purposes or whatever because it's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's fun to read because you can think, here's the thing with Trump.
It does make you think, though, what's buried in there.
it's fun to read because it's with this guy, he's
You really
everything's possible. Anything's on the table with him. So so I was talking earlier. I actually said this, just kind of glancingly, but the largest personally held Disney collection is going up for sale. And the thing I found interesting are the things that are going to get the most money, or what they think are going to get the most money. This is out of Burbank, California. Passionate collector brought Disney Magic to a sprawling 30,000 square foot building in Burbank, where fans can hear birds chirping in the Enchanted Tiki Room section, or giggle at the animated ghosts from the Haunted Mansion ride as they preview over 1,500 items up for auction later this month. The collection is about 6,000 items. He's letting a few of these go, some of them costumes, rare posters, life-size vehicles, and from the parks.
Right, yeah.
So what do you think that they think is going to get the most money of all the things that he has collected? By the way, it's everything from a Model T, that was the original moving van on the streets of Disneyland, like when you walk in on Main Street, it was like a moving van. Let's say we have
something that is there anything that belonged to Walt Disney himself?
It doesn't say that anything specifically that was owned by Disney, but the ride when you go in the Haunted Mansion, the thing that you sit in, they call it the Doom Buggy or whatever.
Yeah,
he has one of those. He has one of the original Dumbo.
Who's this guy?
This guy. Oh God.
How did he get this stuff?
I guess he just makes bids on it when they get rid of it. I wouldn't think they would want that in private hands.
That thing's
Joel McGee is the guy's name.
Yeah, this is a real McGee move.
Yes, Joel McGee. He said, my collection was go big or go home, and he started collecting as a young kid because he would watch that Wonderful World of Disney every Sunday night, the way every person our age did. It was the only time you could see like cool Disney movies and stuff, the Apple Dumpling Gang and whatnot.
Yeah.
It sounds, though, like he had a real like come-to moment in his life. Like, it's not, if he's selling it.
Yeah, maybe he just needs some cash. Maybe he was going to go play roulette with Kathy Pat.
Yeah, maybe he just woke up. He looked at his white gloved hands and went, what am I doing? Why do I wear yellow shoes?
His nickname is the Toy Scout.
Oh,
because he's found these things for 25 years. He's been collecting this. He said items for sale are as small as a trading card and as large as a 1917 Model T moving van. And they said that it was Walt Disney that created that him very self. Like, in other words, he created that van, designed it, the whole style of it and everything. So I guess that would be the closest thing to him owning anything, although it was in the park.
I could see where that would go with a pretty penny.
I'm going with, like, still slides of early animated film.
Oh, good one. The cells?
Yeah.
And they have some of those, but some of the other items is a Dumbo ride vehicle. So the Dumbo, when you get in the Dumbo to ride as it goes around and you're able to lift it up and down, one of those is up there. Trash cans from the park from years ago are there. Posters are there. I think he has one of, or what's considered the greatest Disney poster collection on Earth. And I believe, if I read this right, he has an original poster for every ride and every event that's ever been presented at Disneyland or Disney World.
That will be.
How about tickets? From there, when they opened, they used to be e-tickets. The rides used to be ticketed. Maybe the tickets.
My mom used to have some of those. No, here's what it is. They think that Dumbo ride vehicle is going to go between $200,000 and $300,000. Wow. So it must be one of the originals. It has to be like from the original park, right? From the original Disneyland in California. That has to be, because that would be the only reason you would have that and pay that kind of money for it. They think that there are trash cans from the original park that are going to go for $5,000 to $6,000. Trash cans.
If that's the case, if these items are that valuable, why is Disney not taking advantage of this?
What would they do with it?
I think it kind of looks bad. I think it's a
so is this guy a
perception
front?
thing.
No, what do you mean he's a front?
Yeah, is McGee just a front,
for Disney to get rid of their junk?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. He's gonna make it, I would think
his real name is Bob Chapek.
Like, I can't believe, right? I can't believe they would let that stuff be sold. Like, I couldn't imagine, like we were just talking about the costumes from like Universal, Disney, whatever. I mean, I can't imagine like when the Mickey costume gets all funky, that they would just go, oh, we could just sell this. I mean, somebody will pay money for this. Why wouldn't we sell this? I mean, they don't want that out there. I can't imagine they would want a lot of the stuff out there, especially those ride cars.
Because they wouldn't want people to misappropriate their product, their marks.
They're hyper militant about the image of the company. I mean, everybody around here knows that for sure. What's the other thing? One of the original Tiki Birds. Like they were saying, when they found the original Tiki Birds from Disneyland, they were in disrepair, and he gave them to a guy and rebuilt all of them so they all work perfectly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, those things are going to be going for like $10,000, $20,000 a piece. That was my grandmother's favorite thing in all of Disney was the Enchanted Tiki Birds. She loved it.
Yeah.
And the Country Bear Jamboree. Loved it.
Are the Tiki Birds from a movie?
No,
it was just a thing in the original. Well, in Disney World, I know. I assume maybe Disneyland had it as well.
You don't remember that?
But
I do not remember the Tiki Birds.
It's one of those things where you'd go in and sit down, and there'd be. And so at any attraction where you get to sit down for a day was just like a break.
It was. I tell you where it was. It was over by the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
Yeah.
Is where it was, and right around the corner, it was called the Tiki Room, the Enchanted Tiki Room, and it was actually one of the coolest things because what it was an animatronic show with music and stuff. And much like the Country Bear Jamboree, the bears would sing the songs and they would do different things. But there were so many of these different birds they would highlight with spotlights while it did its thing. It was really amazing. And for a ride that didn't do anything per se, you just kind of sat there and watched the show. Like as a kid, I loved it. And it was packed every time.
Yeah.
Is it still there? Is it gone?
I think it's gone now.
I don't think it's still there.
Yeah, no, I think it's been gone for a while.
So the Tiki Birds were piles of junk when we got them. They were all worn out. Pieces were missing. Some good friends of mine that do that work brought them all back to life, and now they're available to sell.
I know about the Bear Jamboree, and I also know about that shooting range that was right next door.
That was all I wanted to do as a kid.
Well, check out Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room is currently open and closes at 10 p.m.
Wow.
It says Joel has one of the most amazing Disney attraction poster collections in the entire world. He has every attraction poster ever in the park. Those are going to do very well. He thinks those posters could go for $50,000 to $70,000.
I could see that as well.
$50,000 to $70,000. Like when you buy this stuff, where are you going to put it? Like even if you were a casual Disney fan and you went there just to have one piece in your house, like to spend a few $1,000s on one piece of art, I mean, that just seems so crazy.
That Disney adults,
are a weird bunch.
Yeah, absolutely bananas.
Have you seen the popcorn buckets now that are like the latest collectibles?
What?
Yeah, the popcorn buckets. I had no idea that popcorn buckets at Disney are such a big deal.
Like the ones that when you go out on the main street and you buy a bucket of popcorn?
It's not that bucket anymore. Now you have a bucket that's shaped like Cinderella's carriage.
Oh, really?
Where the top comes off.
Oh, wow.
And then you buy the bucket. And then when you go back for $2.25, you get refills.
That's all they're going to charge for popcorn?
To get the refill. Now, the bucket.
Yeah.
But the buckets are so
what's
cool,
that first
you
one
guys.
sting you? How much? $30?
Oh, yeah, $30.
16, 18, 25, 28 for these, but they're all collectibles.
Then you get that souvenir.
And then you get that souvenir, and then, your grandkids grow up, and then you pay for their college.
Yeah, I learned that scam with the cruise cup. I'm never buying that thing again. You buy that cruise cup, you're like, unlimited drinks. That's going to be awesome. You open up that cup. It looks big from the outside. You can see that inner lining. It's like 4 ounces. Like I'm going to spend my entire cruise walking back and forth to the Pepsi machine. Get out of here.
I want to say, the popcorn buckets are a very common thing.
Yeah, that's the latest that I've...
I want to say there was a Thanos one where it was just his glove.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the gauntlet.
At Universal, that was what they were doing?
No.
Oh, at Disney?
Yeah.
Thanos is at Disney?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Here you go.
It's a Marvel character.
Well, I don't
This
know.
is my favorite part where Ross shames Jim.
I know, into not knowing which one.
It's just...
I thought Thanos was... Okay.
We're like 10 plus years into this.
No, we're not. We're not.
They've been the highest grossing films.
Can you admit it gets a little confusing with this Marvel crossover between the parks?
And isn't it really more a condemnation of you for knowing?
No. God, no. Me being involved with pop culture.
What is this pop culture you speak of?
What are you talking about? Let's talk about the Brady Bunch. How many of those Avengers movies are there, by the way?
Oh, God, that's a complex question.
How's that complex?
Depends on which universe we're talking about.
No, because are you talking about the Avengers only movies, or are you also talking about the people who are the Avengers. Are you going to
Who
count
show up in other movies?
Yeah, you're going to count Iron Man 1 through 3 as an Avenger film?
No, that's an Iron Man movie.
But he is an Avenger.
I know, but I mean that's not Avengers. I mean he's an Avenger.
But sometimes you have one movie and other guys show up. So how many Avengers do you have for quorum?
Four Avengers for it to be an Avenger
No,
movie?
There's 4 Avenger movies. And that's probably even debated because the last one was split into 2.
Now, the Infinity Stone was which one out of that? Was it the second one or third one?
That would be the third and fourth one. However, the Infinity Stones have been in all of the movies.
But one was called Infinity Stone, was it not?
Infinity War.
Infinity War. There you go.
Yeah, and feel confident about that.
Was that your favorite one?
God, favorite Marvel film?
No. Of the Avengers movies.
First one.
The first one?
First one and last one.
I thought the Infinity Stone one was pretty good. I'm not a big fan of those movies, but I thought that one was okay. The first Avengers was pretty good as well. I mean, I don't really watch the sequels.
Yeah.
I just
but did you see Endgame?
No, I didn't see Endgame.
Chip's the only person who's seen Infinity War and went, yep, I guess that's how it ends. Wow.
No.
Wow, they're all gone.
He saw that as a happy ending.
He didn't even get that. It was like, wow, this movie's great. You guys see that? They all died.
I wonder what they're going to do next.
Like, you never saw Endgame, but you saw the first one.
Okay, so hold on now.
It's worth it.
Endgame is where one of the popular characters dies, right?
Yes.
I did see...
Don't reveal it, because
I'm
they
not
did
going
on the
to.
Monsters today, and I texted him. I said, come on, man.
I'm not going to do it, but I remember seeing that part of it. I was flipping around, or it was on when I turned the TV on. It just didn't turn it off, and I know that happened.
Okay. It's a big moment.
Is Deadpool Marvel?
Yes, he is a Marvel character, but I believe it's produced by Fox.
Oh, is it really?
And in that sense, there is no shame for me to you in that one, because that's a tricky one with X-Men.
It's got to make you feel better,
Yeah,
right?
he's letting you off the hook.
Yeah, because I guess because he partially joined the X-Men in that second one, right?
Yeah,
like the X-Men were in the second Deadpool.
There's a cameo, but I think
cameo.
Check you out.
I think it was like cameo. He was like they are all there, right?
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Like this. No, dude, it was a big part of the movie. Or was that?
Oh boy.
No. Okay, so the Hawk guy who throws up on stuff, he was an X-Man, right? Because
What?
They went to this, didn't they go to that mansion where all the X-Men people are?
Yeah. And then there's one scene where they open up a door and then there's Professor Xavier.
Oh, you're right.
And there's that. It's a big joke.
You're right. Yeah, I do remember that.
But
yeah,
man,
yeah. And he just shuts the door real soft. I'm like, yeah.
Get pumped for Deadpool 3. Because
Yeah,
I
dude.
think that might be one of the closing films for this whole superhero last 15, 20 years of our lives.
I'm telling you right now, every time Deadpool comes on, I watch it. I think it's one of the best action movies. I don't even care about the comic book universe. That's one of the best action movies ever. The dialogue is absolutely perfect. The action is great. Everything about it is wonderful.
Well, do you
so
know,
much fun to watch.
It was playing a lot over the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what's happening for Deadpool 3?
I don't.
And a lot of nerds kind of got pissed off about this, but Hugh Jackman is going to be playing Wolverine in Deadpool 3.
I did hear about that. That was like when they first announced it too, and I haven't heard anything since.
And I'm going to see that movie, but I was a little bummed out that when that got announced because it's easily a top 3 superhero film in Logan, and what a great send-off for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
And then now they're going to bring him back for a bit part.
Yeah.
So they don't let him have that closure.
At the very, he got his closure. This is obviously going to be a comedic movie and going to be a hilarious role that I know I'm not alone. I'm interested in seeing. But that Logan film
it was good, huh?
Oh my God. I'll give that as my favorite superhero film.
Really? That's an out there take, is it not? I've never heard anybody say that movie was their favorite superhero movie.
Well, it's its own standalone film. You don't need to know anything before it or after.
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
You don't have the backstory. They give you enough of that so you can pick it up.
It's a beloved comic book tale that Logan tells in the film. I mean, the first 10 minutes, think about this. This is how crazy. I think it was also rated R. Yeah, it was rated R. It's its own superhero genre within the genre to me. It starts off, and Professor Xavier has Alzheimer's. The most beautiful, most powerful brain on the planet, and he can't control it.
Right.
And the acting that you see. It's just such a good film.
I'll check it out. I've obviously I heard about it, but I never took a chance to watch that. That's nothing my wife and I would ever cuddle up in the couch and watch.
Sure, it has the superhero tropes, but it also breaks all of the stereotypes of the family-friendly Marvel film that you bring your kids to.
Very cool. I'll check that out for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. 5 lines open for last call. Load one of those up, and we'll get out of here on a Wednesday.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Did you guys ever have any friends growing up that had one of those Sphinx cats?
No.
Those are so strange.
I wanted one so bad.
Oh, they're so weird looking.
They're very. It's like if you removed a person's scrotum and then it got up and walked away.
It does kind of look.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And summer is here. I mean, goodness, we're through the 4th of July. The heat, the humidity, the storms. It's every day, and there's no changes ahead. Hey, at least the tropics right now are quiet. Well, tonight, storms ending early, the low 77. Tomorrow, our high 95 with a 60% chance for storms. A carbon copy for Friday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
When you see a roach, over there, you want it gone. Ew. Fast. STEM's Bug Killer Trigger is powered by active ingredients found in plants and kills roaches faster than Zevo's Bug Killer Trigger based on lab testing on the most common U.S. cockroach species. STEM. Rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Are you feeling tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our state-of-the-art practice offers laser-assisted endodontics and same-day emergency appointments, so you don't need to wait for relief. We also provide easy financing and flexible payment plans. Advanced Endodontics is here for you with 5 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. No referrals are needed. Make an appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
GiveMeTheVin.com created the computer site Unseen Bid. All these copycats, they take your information and they sell it to 3, 4, 5, 6 other dealers. We do not do that. When you go to GiveMeTheVin.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer for a reason.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Is your hair thinning? Hairline receding? Do you want to regrow thick, natural, healthy hair? Look, we all have to deal with hair loss, especially as we age. But you don't have to sit back and let it happen. Listen to what Marcy did with the help of Harem's Botanical Hair Serum.
Well, I started using it about 4 or 5 months ago, and 2 or 3 months into it, I just kind of noticed one day I saw all of this extra hair growth around my widow's peak. That hair growth is probably about 5 inches, all in that area that used to have absolutely no hair at all. I don't think I'll ever stop using it.
If you want to regrow thick, natural, healthy hair, then order your Harem solution today. Harem contains 17 botanical actives proven safe and most effective in generating new hair growth and darkening gray hair. Return to the full, natural, and youthful hair color you want. For more information, go to greatlifenow.com. That's greatlifenow.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this: everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
So the family and I headed out to Geneva yesterday for the 4th of July parade, and one of my first thoughts was, how can we petition for Jim Colbert to be the Grand Marshal of next year's parade? I mean, it's a perfect fit. You're like the most famous, non-famous person that lives in Geneva right now, you know? But look, even if that doesn't work, why don't you get that Mustang fired back up, throw some American flags on it, and go cruising the streets of downtown Geneva next year. Man, that place was packed yesterday, but make it happen. You are Geneva now.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were planning to go out there. Then we had a friend that went out there, and they said, "Hey, if you come out here, you're going to evaporate." So we avoided. We went out last year. It was great. He's right, and it made it the news, by the way, for being like the small hometown kind of 4th of July feel with tractors and homemade, completely homemade floats and stuff. It was a great time.
I didn't know there was a downtown Geneva.
Oh, well, there's not really. I mean, it's like a little strip of road, but it's what they call downtown. Everybody kind of knows. I think it's First Street, First or 2nd. And, it's just like there's an old feed store there. I think the only business is like a feed store. The rest of his houses, but you have to get there early, find shade, and then set up your chairs and just kind of hang out. It's great. It was a lot of fun. The first half is parade. The second half is candidates. That's exactly what it is. All right, 407-916-1041. We have 3 lines open for last call. If you want to grab one of those, just 3. 407-916-1041. Remember, a joke, a little callback from the show, whatever you want to put. Your opinion on something, Marvel movies, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Texting service also came in and said that Days of Future Past is also a good film, and I do 2 thumbs up approve of that text.
Is that a Marvel?
That was a X-Men movie that they go back in time.
Got it.
That's another solid film.
All right, cool.
But, man, I hope you see Logan.
Yeah, I mean, is it available on any of the streaming?
So I just looked it up because texting service was like, yo, Logan is on Disney Plus, and I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah, I have that as well, so I think we can do that. I'll check that out. I'm also going to try to...
Sure you have it?
Well, I think I do, yeah, because, the thing is, I was listening to...
It's on the Showtime app.
Is it Jason Sudeikis?
Yeah.
His interview with Dana Carvey and David Spade, The Fly on the Wall, which usually I can't stand because it's both of them fighting for attention, and then the guest just watches, I guess. But this was actually a good-ass interview, and they talk about Ted Lasso, and I guess I just got to watch Ted Lasso. Oh, hot take. Succession sucks.
Oh, no.
Succession sucks. Okay, that's a hot take for me. I watched 4 episodes of that show, and let me tell you what it does. I couldn't hate characters more. I hated the characters that I'm not even supposed to hate, and they became so vile that it made it impossible for me to even watch the show. It was, and I didn't get that at all. I do not, and I looked at my wife. We tried. We gave it a good old Boy Scout effort. We watched like 4 or 5 of the episodes.
That's legit.
And I watched
that's a legit shot.
And the 5th episode, I looked over at her, and she was on her phone, and I'm on my phone. I'm like, "Are we interested in this at all?" And she says, "We are not." And I'm like, "All right, good. Let's go to bed." I just did not get the Succession thing.
I've been dropping the hammer right now when it comes to phones and TVs and movies with me and my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put them down, huh?
I get real Russian about my rules when it comes to phones and TVs and movies.
I like the communist about it. I like
well, yeah, it's just, I mean, someone spent millions of dollars to make this, and I'm over here looking at a damn chef recipe that I'll never make.
All right, that's funny. All right, Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Ambassador Animal Keeper Nathan Jordan, zoo teacher Crystal Perez Morales, and Moeller, the ball python from the Central Florida Zoo, our Animal House guest today. World Snake Day coming up July 16th. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. And if you missed Animal House today, JimColbertLive.com. Deb will have the podcast post, but the video is great. We have all of the snake action there for you. You can check that out for sure. Jack, we have a question today, bud?
We do, and it was a simple one based on something we were discussing earlier. Is your job affected by the heat? And really, the answer depends on what social media platform you vote on. Because it's on Twitter, 55% say yes. A slight majority on Facebook say no. And if you go to our YouTube chat, they are 63% no.
Yeah.
Indoor loving fools they are.
I would have had it at about 60% do not.
Yeah.
The other 40% died today.
Right.
So we want to be able to do this stand-up.
Yes, next weekend I'm going to be out in New Smyrna at Mad Caps Comedy Club. You can get the tickets off of the link on my Instagram bio or just social media, or go to their website.
Yeah, Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms if you want to follow him, and you should for sure. All right, we only have a couple of these today. Let's get to them. The 2 superstars are here. Party Mom, last call.
Yeah, sometimes I call my horse Mayo, and sometimes mayonnaise. Smoke weed every day.
It's a thinker.
Oh, man.
But when it hits.
Man, what was the
mayonnaise.
I'm slow.
Mike, last call. Take us home.
Who figured? Me and Party Mom on Last Call together. I've been going through Last Call withdrawals. Where have you guys been? This is Mike Buzzer Larson here. My Uncle Tony was a clown in Ringling Brothers. You know what happened when he died, Jimmy?
I don't even know, buddy. What?
All his friends went to the funeral in one car. Watch out, give me the buzzer!
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Two very weak offerings today. Their vacation obviously got to them. Probably still hungover.
I get it. It's a joke, but don't be that mad at carpooling.
Yeah. It's fine.
Jim, you're getting a little support on the text service. People agreeing with you on your take on Succession, saying they also think it sucks. However, Angela writes, and something that is true, no one on the show is likable.
Yeah, not one person.
Yeah.
Not one person. Can I tell you, the old man's the most likable guy of them all?
Yeah, that checks out.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's get out of here. All right, man. Big show coming up tomorrow. Danny is going to be in on Friday. Unfortunately, she has a flight that comes in at the same time that she's supposed to be doing the bit. So we'll just do Colbert Report tomorrow. We'll do Danny on Friday.
Along with Fayez Cara.
Yeah, Fayez going to be here as well. Date night done right.
But we do have Ray Trenley in tomorrow.
We do have Ray Trenley in tomorrow, so that works out perfectly. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And stay cool. Bye. Oh, put some hump in your day.
I do ginger brandy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Things are moving slowly on I-4 if you're traveling eastbound between US 27 and the World Drive exit and